name is unmistakable. Today, the Rocket returns to the scene of some of his greatest triumphs.
You know, I wore the name of Boston on my chest very proudly.
Clemens just kept pouring the coals on a 3-2 count.
I love the tradition and everything about the city. And when I'm on the mound, I hope I'm focused enough, and I'll be emotional. I'm not worried about being booed or cheered.
Roger Clemens, a curtain call.
That right now I'm just working as hard as I can to try and be a part of another banner.
Live from Fenway Park in Boston, the New England Sports Network presents exclusive coverage of Boston Red Sox baseball. This afternoon, it's the Red Sox against the Toronto Blue Jays. Hello again, everyone. I'm Bob Kurtz, along with Jerry Remy. Welcome to the ballpark, and what a day to be here at Fenway Park. The Red Sox against the Toronto Blue Jays. The return of Roger Clemens. Clemens having an outstanding year north of the border. He's pitching, what is he saying, like his hair is on fire?
It certainly has been, and he and Randy Johnson both have been the very best pitchers in the baseball so far this season. And, of course, Clemens' numbers are outstanding. First in the league in wins with 13. First in ERA, 1.69. Opponents not hitting just about anything at all against Clemens. Strikeouts third, and, of course, innings always gives a lot of innings. He always did that with the Red Sox. People have been pointing to this game for a long time, and so has Roger Clemens. I'm sure that this afternoon, Clemens is going to be nervous to start this ball game. He has to be. He's going into a strange clubhouse, a strange dugout. He's going to walk up to the opposing bullpen tonight to warm up, and he has to feel strange as he starts this ball game. But once he settles down, look out for the Red Sox because he's been outstanding.
Now, a different look for the Sox against Clemens here this afternoon. John Valentin, second base, now moves to third base.
Yeah, with Tim Naring out for a long time because of the elbow, which has not improved, the Red Sox have made that switch. Now, Valentin switched to second base in spring training, now over to third base for a while, and it seems to make sense because that's a better defensive lineup with Valentin at third and Jeff Fry playing second base. So John seems very quiet about it, ready to take on a new challenge. He did fairly well there last season.
So sit back and enjoy quite an afternoon of baseball coming your way. The Red Sox against Roger Clemens and the Toronto Blue Jays. It's coming up next.
Okay, tune into Bob Stores for men's, women's, and kids' Levi's jeans. 501, 505, 550, 560. Bob Stores has your number. Stonewashed, pre-washed, bleached. Bob Stores has your color. Regular fit, relaxed fit, loose fit. Bob Stores has your style, too. So stay tuned to Bob's, the only place for Levi's jeans.
It's Bob's, where the weekend begins.
My name is Jim, and I am the beer man, and I'm proud to sell this Coors Light. So please do not call me beer dude. Don't yell beer jockey, barley boy, or suds buddy, and I'll be happy to pour you a frost brewed Coors Light. Stay away from Brew Brother, Captain Cup, and Sir Pour-A-Lot, and you'll get your Rocky Mountain refreshment faster than you can say Lager Lugger. I am beer man.
Hey, beer stud.
Coming.
Oh, give me land, lots of land under starry skies above. Don't fence me in. I want to ride to the ridge where the west commences. Gaze at the moon till I lose my senses. Don't fence me in.
NESN's exclusive coverage of Boston Red Sox baseball is brought to you in part by Southwest Airlines. With fares so low, you have the freedom to go places and do things you never thought possible. Fly Southwest Airlines. By Citizens Bank, not your typical bank. By your Chevy dealers of New England. Start where more people end up. By the Discover Card, proud partner of the Smithsonian's 150th anniversary. By Mobile, helping you move faster at Mobile Pay at the pump. And by the Gillette Sensor XL and the Gillette Series, the best a man can get.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. O'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free
Janine Tyler Day with our national anthem. Roger Clemens on the hill for the Toronto Blue Jays here at Fenway Park. What a day to have a ticket here at Fenway. Completely sold out as the Rocket returns to the hub. He'll be taking on the Red Sox here at Fenway Park this afternoon. And what a great day for baseball. A game time temperature of 90 degrees. Winds blowing from right field out towards the wall and left. And our forecast, clear skies over Fenway this afternoon. Toronto Blue Jays in town, 1-1 so far against the Red Sox of this 4-game weekend series. Tito Gaston, the manager. His lineup has Otis Nixon leading off in center field. Orlando Merced bats number 2 in right. Joe Carter is the third place hitter in left field. Carlos Delgado bats cleanup. Ed Sprague gets the call to third base. John Green is the Blue Jays designated hitter today. Charlie O'Brien will catch the Rocket behind the plate. Dilson Brito will be at second base, and Alex Gonzalez, the shortstop, will bat number 9.
And the defense this afternoon for the Red Sox, John Valentin will be at third base, replacing Tim Gehrig, and Nomar Garcia-Parra, the shortstop. Jeff Bry at second and Mo Vaughn at first. Left to right, Wilfredo Cordero, Darren Bragg, and Troy O'Leary. Scott Hardenberg behind the plate, and on the mound, right-hander Aaron Seeley. Start number 19 for Seeley, a record of 10-6 with a 5.13 ERA. Seeley has won 4 out of his last 5 games, wins against Baltimore, Philadelphia, Toronto. He lost to Detroit in a great performance last time out against the White Sox. 9 innings in that game, his first complete game of the season, 7 hits, and the 1 earned run.
Seeley reminding himself that he is pitching against the Toronto Blue Jays here today and not trying to get caught up in all this hoopla over the return of Roger Clemens. There's the numbers from his last start right before the All-Star game against the Chicago White Sox. Our men in blue is assigned by the American League. Tim Welke will be calling the balls and strikes for us today behind the plate. And Kaiser works at first base, Joe Brinkman at second, and Darrell Cousins will be the umpire at third. So we are all set to go here at Fenway Park. Otis Nixon, Orlando Merced, and Joe Carter coming up for the Blue Jays. Here in the top of the first inning, first pitch of the day from Aaron Seeley, missing down and in. 1 ball and no strikes. Nixon at .262 on the year, homerless this year, and has 19 runs batted in. That's in for a strike. Count is even now at a ball and a strike on Nixon, who has 1 hit in 9 trips so far in the series. Aaron Seeley has the high ERA over 5 and leads the Sox with 10 wins this year. There's the bunt by Nixon. Seeley quickly out to field, throws, and gets Nixon in a close play at first base. Nixon has 28 bunts in play this year. Always a threat to drop one down. That one went back to Seeley. Seeley able to get him at first base.
As we mentioned many times, Bob, the hitter usually, or the bunter, I should say, times it off a fastball. Instead, it was the curveball, and I believe that did throw the timing off to Seeley. Nixon will go right back to Seeley, and he'll just barely get Otis at first base for the first out of the ball game.
Not a good bunt and still a close play at first base. One going here in the top of the first. Here's Orlando Merced, a fastball on the outside corner for a called strike. 285 for Merced, who's been on fire. 8 homers and 37 runs batted in. Merced has raised his average 30 points since the 18th of June. 29 hits and 77 at bats in that stretch, hitting a .377 clip over the last 18 ball games. Rounds this one to first. Mo Vaughn will make the play unassisted to Vaughn.
Well, certainly Bob Clemens caused a reaction as he came out of that dugout to go make his warm-up throws down in the dugout. And I would have to say, it was tough to tell. At times it seemed like there were more cheers. At other times it seemed like there were more boos. But he got a reaction from every part of his ball box as he made his way down to the bullpen to loosen up.
I was talking to Buck Martinez at Blue Jays TV. He said, what will the reaction be like? I said, I'm not sure. I think there'll be more boos than cheers. But I'll tell you one thing, it will be loud. And it was that. Tremendous reaction when Roger came out to go down to the bullpen and warm up before the ball game. Initially, I thought the cheers outnumbered the boos, but he took a long time getting out there, sort of soaking up the atmosphere. I think by the time he got to the bullpen, there were more boos than cheers. Here's Joe Carter, who's had another big weekend here at Fenway Park. 2 balls and no strikes.
The biggest round of boos for Cordero, who was announced as the starting left fielder this afternoon.
Sox playing him in the field here at Fenway Park for the first time since the 10th of June. A lot of attention, of course, will be deflected away from Cordero with the return of Roger Clemens to Fenway here this afternoon. Cordero, of course, has pinch hit in each of the first 2 games of the series, but has not played in the field. Here's Carter reaching the wall again, this time on one hop, played out there by Darren Bragg. It's going to be close at second base. And the ball gets away from Jeff Fry, and it'll be a 2-base hit for Joe Carter.
Seems like every time Red Sox pitching has made a mistake in this series on Joe Carter and a ball that's been up above the belt, Joe Carter has done something bad to the Red Sox pitching staff. This time he'll rifle it in that gap in left center field and pick up the 2-out double, get in scoring position. He throws on the mark. They got a chance to get him. Bragg played it quickly off the wall, but it's tough play for the second baseman to make that catch, spin around, and apply the tag on a close one.
Carlos Delgado.
Blue Jays get a runner in scoring position with 2 outs here in the top of the first. Batter will be Carlos Delgado, who put the finishing touches on the Blue Jays win here last night with his 17th home run of the season, which came in the 9th inning. 268 for Delgado on the year. 1 ball and no strikes. Scott Hatteberg again with Aaron Seeley forming the Washington State battery for the Red Sox. As you know, caught Seeley in college, and Seeley seems more comfortable pitching to his former collegiate battery mate here at the major league level. Seeley goes fastball that time for a strike, and that evens the count at 1-1.
Of course, Delgado had quite a night here last night at Fenway, 3 for 3 in that ball game. Really battled the left-handed pitches and then hit the home run off John Wasden to put the game away for the Blue Jays.
Delgado had a triple and a home run. Had a career high with those 5 RBIs last night. Seeley is up high, 2 balls and a strike. We're waiting the reaction as Clemens takes to the mound here in the bottom half of the first inning. Wonder what he's thinking in his return here to Fenway Park. He took his time to get out to the bullpen to warm up. He stepped out of the dugout, started the stretch on the warning track, stopped the stretch again at about the shortstop position.
It had all the feeling, Bob, of a heavyweight championship fight where you wait for the fighters to come into the ring, and that's certainly what it looked like when Clemens finally made his way out of the dugout. He did not appear on the field until it was time to go out and take his warm-up throws.
Strike 3 call. That'll do it for the Blue Jays here in the bottom of the first. So when we return, it'll be Roger Clemens against the Red Sox. We're scoreless here after a half inning.
So, you want to see my Discover Card statement? I am very, very prissy.
Put up or shut up!
I love to be pampered. I go have my hair done. I love to go have my nails done, have pedicures, manicures. My biggest weakness would have to be shoes. Cashback bonus award really floats my boat.
How many credit cards make a statement like that?
I'm definitely a shopaholic.
It pays to Discover. Use it where you see the Novus sign.
The best summertime sales event is on now at your New England Toyota dealer. And now you can get a new Toyota Tacoma, the best compact pickup in initial quality, and get $1,200 cash back. You can get $2,000 cash back on big Toyota T100 pickups. Or choose special leases that make these tough Toyota trucks even more affordable. Hurry! The Toyota Summertime Sales Event ends July 31st.
Back here at Fenway Park, big response as Roger Clemens went to the mound to start his warm-up tosses to face the Red Sox. Half standing ovation, half boos. I saw one sign saying "We miss you." I saw another sign saying "Betrayal." So that seems fairly evenly split here at Fenway Park. And this is the lineup that Clemens will face here this afternoon. Nomar Garcia-Parra will lead it off for the Sox. He will play shortstop. John Valentin bats number 2. He plays third base. Mo Vaughn at first base. Wilfredo Cordero will bat cleanup and play left field. Reggie Jefferson is the designated hitter. Roy O'Leary patrols right field. Scott Hatterberg will do the catching. Aaron Bragg bats 8th. And Jeff Fry, the second baseman, will hit out of the number 9 hole.
Toronto Blue Jays are third in the league in defense. They've made 48 errors in 85 games. Ed Sprague will be at third base. Alex Gonzalez, the shortstop. Tilson Brito gets his first start of the series at second. Carlos Delgado, the first baseman. Left to right, Joe Carter, Otis Nixon, and Orlando Merced. Charlie O'Brien once again behind the plate. And on the mound, right-hander Roger Clemens. Start number 19 for Clemens. 13 wins, most wins in the American League. 3 losses, 1.69. That's the best in the league. He's only given up 136 base runners. That's 100 hits, 36 walks, and 138 in the third inning so far this season. And opponents only hitting 204 off Clemens. That's second best to Randy Johnson. Opponents hitting 182 against Johnson. As I mentioned, Bob, in the open, I would imagine these first innings, so Clemens a little bit uptight about this time. Has to be.
Career here at Fenway Park, 95 of his 192 wins in a Red Sox uniform came right here at Fenway. And of course, obviously, for the first time, will pitch in a visiting uniform, as tonight or this afternoon is his 400th career Major League start. Nomar Garcia-Parra, John Valentin, and Mo Vaughn for the Sox here in the first. Got to feel strange for Clemens. It's got to feel strange, I'm sure, for members of the Red Sox, too, facing their former teammate for the first time.
Well, I think it does until you get into the game itself. When you get to home plate now, it's like facing any other pitcher, and you have to get yourself a base hit.
And there's one, Garcia-Parra. Puts an early end to any thoughts of a no-hitter in Clemens' return. First batter he faces, Garcia-Parra single sharply to right.
Nomar usually swinging at the first pitch. The first pitch was not a strike, but the first strike he did see from Clemens. He'll hit the hard line drive to the right side for the base hit. Fastball from Clemens right over the heart of the plate, and Nomar with the inside-out swing to pick up the hit.
Delgado will be busy at first base. He'll hold with Garcia-Parra. John Valentin has been pounding the ball at the plate. Valentin will take a called strike. Valentin, who started so slowly this year, now closing in on 300 for the year. 11 home runs for John and 42 runs batted in. Roger Clemens, who was 40 and 39 in his last 4 years in a Boston uniform, goes up to Toronto, won his first 11 decisions with the Blue Jays. Leads the majors in 13 wins. Garcia-Parra goes. There's a base hit to left field. Garcia-Parra, though, with a ball hit to left sharply, will have to hold at second base. First and second with nobody out.
Well, certainly those who came here to boo Roger Clemens are enjoying this start. Back-to-back base hits by Garcia-Parra and Valentin. I tell you, this ballpark is alive this afternoon. This is fun.
Both of these clubs are under 500. The Blue Jays running third in the American League East, 41 and 44. The Sox, of course, are 10 games under. They're in last place, but Fenway is banged out. Now, they tell us in Toronto that Roger has not had much of effect on ticket sales, but he's had an effect on this entire 4-game series. All the games have drawn well. I'm sure the fans were buying tickets, hedging their bets on which game Clemens will start. And it is this one here this afternoon. So here's the first Roger Clemens-Mo Vaughn matchup. Oh, 5th in the American League with that .339 average, tied for 7th with 21 home runs. Takes a called strike.
Talking to Vaughn in the clubhouse before this ball game, and he said, I know I'm going to see plenty of split-fingered fastballs this afternoon.
Hit by the pitch. Came inside on Mo and plunked Vaughn, and the bases are loaded now with nobody out.
Well, you know how close Vaughn stands on the plate, and of course a lot of times his hands and elbows actually on home plate, over home plate. And after that first split-fingered pitch, Clemens trying to get him off the plate with an inside fastball. Instead, gets a piece of Vaughn. Clemens has hit 7 batters so far this season. The leader in the league is Aaron Seeley. He has hit 9.
Well, the loud choruses of boos is not for Clemens. It's to greet Wilfredo Cordero, who steps in for the Red Sox, getting his first start at Fenway Park since the 10th of June. Not given a warm reception as he takes a called strike. 297 for Wilfredo. 11 homers and 41 runs batted in. Clemens in trouble here with the bases loaded and nobody out in the bottom of the first. Ground ball foul over towards the Blue Jay dugout, and Cordero trails in the count now. No balls, 2 strikes. Cordero did play in the field the 6-game road trip the Red Sox took to Detroit and Toronto in mid to late June. When the new allegation surfaced, he was sent down again by the Red Sox. Undergoing counseling and continuing now to play baseball as he grounds it foul over towards the Toronto dugout.
Clemens going with the splitter there, trying to get the ground ball and minimize the damage in this inning. Trying to get a double play. They'd be happy to give up the 1 run but get 2 outs. Of course, Clemens, we saw many times with the Red Sox, very big on getting the strikeout on this situation.
Parra, Valentin, and Vaughn on the bases with nobody out. Here's the 1-2 pitch now to Cordero. Swing and miss. Struck him out. Clemens gets his first victim of the afternoon as Cordero heads back to the Red Sox dugout.
The 2 options for Clemens in that situation. Go with the splitter, try to get the ground ball, or go with the high fastball and get the strikeout. He tried the split of the pitch before. This time the high fastball and gets the strikeout. Clemens had 10 last time out against the Yankees. Only 1 walk in that ball game. He's been over 10 4 times this season. 10-14 is a season high. 12-12.
Reggie Jefferson ground ball here to first. Delgado will handle it. Steps on the bag to get the out. Garcia Parra comes across home with the first run of the ball game as the Red Sox take the lead 1-0.
Well, the ball's certainly not hit hot enough by Jefferson to get the double play, but it will get at least 1 run home as Garcia Parra puts the Red Sox on the board. 1-0.
Batting 6th, number 25, the right fielder, Troy O'Leary.
Red Sox have the lead 1-0. Certainly would like to add more after loading the bases with nobody out here against Clemens. Second and third now for Troy O'Leary, who takes the called strike.
Yeah, get him before he settles in. As I mentioned early in this game, I'm sure a very strange feeling for Clemens, and as time goes on, he should get more and more comfortable.
Fastball for strike 2. Tough off at bat for O'Leary, who looked overmatched that time against the Rocket. Side retired Sox have to settle for just the 1 run. They've got a 1-0 lead here after 1 inning.
Take the journey. Sidetrack. Unravel the secrets of the Pharaoh. Explore. Did King Tut really marry his own sister? Scientists unearthed DNA from 3,000-year-old mummies to get to the truth. Step back in time and learn the secrets of the Pharaohs on Sidetrack, Monday at 9 Eastern and Pacific on the Discovery Channel. Explore your world.
I've been vending Coors Light for a long time. It's who I am. At home, it's, hey, beer man, pass the peas. When the mail comes, it says, hey, beer man, you may have won $10 million. Being the beer man's a wonderful thing. People know Frost brewed refreshment. They're always happy to see me, and I'm recognized wherever I go.
Hey, beer man.
Hey, bobbinhead doll man. Coors Light! Coors Light!
Hey, it's autograph day at the racetrack. Come meet Ernie Irvan, Dale Jarrett, and Mark Martin.
Hey, Jack, where is everybody?
They'll be here soon.
Sorry, Jack. Everyone's at their Ford dealer's Winston Cup selling event, where they can get up to $2,000 total savings on the best-selling truck in America, Ford F-Series. There's never been a better selection of trucks to choose from, all built Ford tough. Only at your New England Ford dealer.
Got any sevens? Go fish.
Back at Fenway, the Red Sox have a 1-0 lead as we move to the top of the second. Let's take a look at the batting average leaders in both the American League and National League, brought to you by your Chevy dealers in New England. Frank Thomas, 372 on top. Sandy Alomar, 363. Justice Rodriguez and Mo Vaughn, top 5 in the American League. Walker, Gwynn, all tied at 399. Piazza, Lofton, and Blouse are the top 5 in the National League.
Aaron Seeley has a 1-0 lead as he goes to work here against the Blue Jays in the second inning. Ed Sprague looks at ball one. Sprague followed by Sean Green and Charlie O'Brien. Sprague has seen his average drop here, 34 points over the last couple of weeks, as he has been in a horrendous slump, 4 for his last 64. And he pops this one up in shallow right field. Out from second base is Jeff Fry to make the play. There's one out.
And Fry taking over at second base this afternoon with Tim Nehring out of the lineup for a while. Red Sox have decided to put Valentin at third base, Fry at second. Fry certainly feeling more comfortable at second than at third. And we saw Valentin last year for a bit at third base and did a nice job. So for the second time this year, Valentin has to switch positions for a while.
Now, Valentin started 11 games at third base for the Red Sox last year, including the final 8 that he played before he finally went out with that ankle injury. John moving to third base. Garcia Parra remains at short. Jeff Fry now at second and Mo Vaughn at first. Form the infield for the Red Sox. Here's the designated hitter, Sean Green. Green's had a nice series, a couple of hits in each of the first 2 ball games. Sox winning in extra innings here Thursday, 8-7. Jays snuffing out the Sox last night, 8-4. Boston had taken a 4-1 lead into the 8th inning. Bullpen troubles again.
Sean Green's done a great job against the Red Sox. He is 10 for 21 this season against Boston pitching. Always been a good second half player.
Rounds this one right side. Room service hop for Mo Vaughn. Wins the race to the bag with Sean Green. There's 2 outs.
He just barely won that race to the bag too. Sean Green was hustling all the way down the line, and Vaughn kept up his steady pace to the bag and just barely did beat him.
Slow but steady wins the race sometimes.
Which I like to see, though. A guy running the ball out as hard as he possibly can, even on what appears to be a routine out.
Two going for the Blue Jays. Here's the catcher, Charlie O'Brien. Fastball wide from Seeley. 1 ball, no strikes. O'Brien, 233. 3 homers for Charlie this year to go with 21 runs batted in. Santiago, the other catcher, hasn't been hitting. O'Brien has been playing more and more. This is his 8th start now in the last 11 ball games. O'Brien originally was slated for backup duty this year with the Blue Jays. Blue Jays looking for some offense. Wanted Santiago's bat in the lineup, but he has not hit as well here in in the American League as he did last year with the Philadelphia Phillies. The Jays, as you know, have certainly had offensive woes this year. They're last in the American League in runs scored. They came into today scoring 151 runs this year, less than the Red Sox. They're right up there as far as pitching goes. They're third in ERA, but pitching and defense are great and go a long way towards winning ball games, but you have to hit the ball as well. It's been a problem for Cito Gaston and the Blue Jays. Cito in the hot seat recently, with the Jays struggling again this year. Here's O'Brien popping at foul. Cito's first couple years as manager did pretty well. Won the division in '89, again in '91, and again in '92, winning the World Series as well, and repeating as World Series winners in '93. But starting in '94 and every year since, the Jays have been a sub-500 ball club. O'Brien called out on strikes. 3 up and 3 down for the Blue Jays here in the second. 1-0 Sox after 1.5.
With a home equity line from Citizens Bank, you can borrow money to make home improvements, pay for college education, buy a car, or even pay off some of that debt you might owe. Get the best home equity line from Citizens Bank.
When you make a purchase with your Citizens Bank Master Money and ATM debit card, you don't have to write a check or wait for check approval. And best of all, you don't have to show ID, which everyone will agree is a good thing. The Master Money and ATM debit card from Citizens Bank.
Who's got the best small car for the money? You decide. Compare Chevy Cavalier to Ford Escort during Chevy summer tryouts. The first thing you'll notice is the power. Cavalier has more of it than Escort. Plus, you'll get an interior that won't cramp your style, and you won't be charged extra for anti-lock brakes. In fact, you can get a new Cavalier for $199 down and $199 per month. Look for these charts and compare for yourself. Then tell your Chevy dealer you're ready for a tryout. See your local Chevrolet dealer today.
Be active, be cool, but beware. Use an ordinary stick antiperspirant, you get flaky white stuff. Until now. Gillette introduces new Clear Stick. It's clear, so it can't leave a white residue. And it glides on smooth and dry for maximum strength stick protection. No stick protects you better against odor and wetness. So don't get the white stuff. Get the clear advantage. New Gillette Clear Stick. Or try cool, refreshing Clear Gel.
Back at Fenway, the Red Sox have a 1-0 lead over the Blue Jays. We've moved to the bottom of the second. Well, Minnesota takes on the Red Sox August 14th through the 17th. On Thursday, August 14th, all fans receive a Sipper Cup, compliments of Dunkin' Donuts. For tickets, call 617-267-1700 or securely order tickets 24 hours a day online
at redsox.com.
Roger Clemens trailing in this one 1-0 as he faces his former teammates here in the bottom of the second inning, bottom third of the order for the Sox. Scott Hatteberg, Darren Bragg, and Jeff Fry. Red Sox loaded the bases against Clemens with nobody out in the first inning, but could push across just the one run.
The catcher.
Clemens signing with the Blue Jays 7 months ago tomorrow on the 13th, Friday the 13th in December, signing as a free agent with the Toronto Blue Jays. Certainly seems to have found this change of scenery north of the border and the challenge. They're pitching up there to his liking. Responded by winning his first 11 decisions this year. After signing with the Jays, a lot of people thinking maybe not the Yankees, but certainly the Indians in the hunt, but it's the Blue Jays who Clemens finally cast his lot with.
Well, we talked about it, Bob, last year, and we both said once you get out into free agency and you start getting feelers from other teams, it's amazing how good they make you feel. And when they start throwing around the money, you have to listen.
Remember you saying in Detroit that it would spin your head if you got out in that situation, and that's exactly what it did with Roger Clemens.
It's easy to sit there and say I'd never pitch for anybody else, and you know, I'm sure at times maybe he believed that, or I'd only go home to pitch in Texas. But as I said, once you get out there and people start throwing the dollars around at you and making their city the most beautiful city in the world, and
24 million over 3 years, city's very beautiful. A lot of Sox fans have feeling that why Clemens has pitched so much better for the Blue Jays than he did his last 4 years with the Red Sox, when he had a 40-39 mark. I know his last year with the Sox, he probably pitched better than his numbers, but he did struggle a bit in the 3 seasons prior to that. Down on strikes goes Scott Hatteberg. And Clemens picks up his third strikeout of the afternoon.
You know, players are famous for saying, well, I don't do anything different even though I'm with another club. But just the fact that you are with another team.
Number 56.
And it really kind of regenerates your whole outlook on baseball. You know, anytime you're with a new ball club, you want to impress that team. You want to make your old club look bad. You want to show the rest of the league that you're worth the money that you got. And it just happens to players, and especially a guy who's been with one team for so long, like Clemens was with the Red Sox.
You mentioned he's really responded to the challenge of going up to Toronto. Now, would the numbers, do you think, be similar had he pitched here, stayed in Boston? Who knows?
Who knows? The one thing, the clips that I have seen of Clemens this season, he has certainly pitched much better than he did last year here, or for a couple of years here in Boston.
Even scouts saying he's throwing much better than he has in years past, except for the last part of last year. 8 seasons with 200 or more strikeouts, including 257 with the Sox last year, which was the second best total of his career. His best was 291 back in 1988. Clemens did have a strong second half with the Red Sox last year, but in the previous 3.5 years to that was basically a 500 pitcher record-wise. Swung on and missed. Darren Bragg. Sox are having some tough at bats. So you saw O'Leary last inning unable to catch up with the fastball. Hatteberg down on strikes to open the second, and now Bragg has a count of 2-2.
Some shadows you have to deal with this 5 o'clock start here at Fenway. Shadows out in front of home plate right now, but I don't think at this point much effect at all on the hitters.
Tap foul back behind the plate. I know I was surprised when he signed with Toronto. I thought the Red Sox organization would take more of a hit in allowing him to get away, but it didn't seem that way. Most fans seem to split, I would guess, as well as anything.
I thought that if he left here, he would probably go to Cleveland. He had some family in Cleveland. They had a team that all the things he was talking about, being with a contending team, a winning team. I think Toronto was a surprise for everybody.
Bragg goes down swinging. Hatteberg and Bragg back to back. That's now 4 for Clemens.
Well, he's got 4 so far, 2 with the fastball. Those were to Cordero and O'Leary, and the last 2 to Hatteberg and Bragg with the split-fingered fastball.
The second baseman.
See the bottom fall right out of that pitch, picked off the dirt by Charlie O'Brien, and it looks like he's now settling in.
And nicely. 5 in a row now retired by Clemens since hitting Mo Vaughn to load the bases back in the first inning. Clemens certainly pitched many memorable games as a member of the Red Sox. We were there last September, Jerry, when he struck out to 20 at Tiger Stadium in Detroit. Really memorable ball game. 192 wins, tied for the franchise all-time lead with Cy Young. Jeff Fry with a 2-out base hit.
Well, you know, Jeff Fry now has faced Clemens 5 times in his career, and he has 4 hits off Roger. Took the fastball, number 9 hitter, and put it right back into center field for the base hit.
Number 5, the shortstop.
Fry, of course, facing Clemens when he was a member of the Texas Rangers.
Thought he might go back to Texas, but not much interest either by the Houston Astros nor the Texas Rangers. He had always talked about going home. Dave Joust there coaching at first base. Fry held by Delgado. He's aboard with 2 outs. Bottom of the second inning, top of the order here with Nomar Garcia-Parra. "13 years in a Red Sox uniform for Roger Clemens, 1984 through last year. Just 2 big moments for the Sox last year was when he came to the plate. You remember here in May against Norm Charlton of Seattle when the pitcher had to hit. Came through with a base hit, and then, of course, the 20 strikeouts against the Tigers on September the 18th. One 192 wins, 111 losses in a Red Sox uniform. Add the 13 games that Clemens has won this year with the Blue Jays, he now has 205 major league wins.
Just looking at the batting for the pitches on the Blue Jays when they had interleague play, and I noticed that Clemens' name is not there, so he didn't get a start against the National Leaguers, and so he's still a perfect 1-for-1, right? Going back to last year.
Yeah, you got to start against it, but you got to start against Montreal at Skydome, where they have the American League rules.
Yeah, he hasn't been in the National League park yet to have a chance to hit.
See if he can duplicate that feat. In fact, that was his last loss. He was beaten by the Expos 2-1. Part of that big 3-game series at Skydome where they banged it out, fouled back by Garcia Parra, and the count is 0-2. They thought when they signed him to the Blue Jays that he'd have an effect on the crowds, but in talking to the Toronto people, it's been negligible, the difference between when Rogers starts and when anyone else starts for the Blue Jays.
They said the last time we were at the Skydome that they were getting about 500 more people per start, and you would expect it to be more than that. Certainly the Blue Jays were hoping it'd be more than that.
Need more than that to pay the $8 million. Up high, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Clemens had a lot to say when he left Boston, but has been fairly quiet really on his return here to the hub. Fry goes, 1-2 pitch. Down low for ball 2. Steal the second base for Fry without drawing the throw from Charlie O'Brien.
Well, as we remember, obviously with the Red Sox, Clemens was usually easy to run on for guys that could steal bases. Kind of a slow delivery to home plate. Fry picks up stolen base number 8. Gets the help here too. Also, it was a split finger and was down in the dirt. And not even a throw by Charlie O'Brien. He was trying to make an appeal to first base to see if Garcia Parra swung at it.
There's strike 3 called. Garcia Parra called out on strikes. Clemens with 5 so far in the ball game through 2 innings. Red Sox have the lead 1-0.
The Boston Red Sox are leaving it all on the field every game. Darren Bragg's tracking down fly balls, and Aaron Seeley's getting it done on the mound. Bring your company, group, or family to friendly Fenway and check out the Red Sox. There are several discount programs available. Just call Group Sales at 617-262-1915 and ask about the group discount fundraising program, youth groups, senior citizen groups, and busload discounts. Red Sox baseball. What a game.
They're the sheep, and we're the shepherds. We tell them that college is the doorway. We tell them to prepare for the future. But the question remains, will we?
Mobile presents the fastest way ever invented to get gas, Mobile Speed Pass. Just wave this key tag at your pump and it automatically bills your credit card of choice. Imagine if everything worked that fast. Speed Pass is easy, it's free, and it's only at Mobile. So now friendly service even faster. Mobile Speed Pass, the fastest way to get gas.
There's Tim Naring. Still out of a lineup for the Red Sox, may be for some time, as Neri now ducked back underneath. And there's Roger Clemens, who has 5 strikeouts so far through the first 2 innings.
Number 12.
Everybody wants to be on camera here.
Second baseman, Tilson Brito.
Except you love to be on camera.
Yeah. Here's Tilson Brito leading off for the Blue Jays in the 3rd inning. Alex Gonzalez to follow, then back to the top of the order, and Otis Nixon. Brito with 282 on the year, no homers and 6 runs batted in. Curveball from Seeley, but it misses. 1 ball, 1 strike. Up and in. Peel made to the first base umpire Ken Kaiser. No reaction from the big guy at first base. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Fastball is up high. That'll even things at 2-2 on Brito. First time that Brito has played against the Red Sox in this series.
6 for 17. He's hitting 5 of his last 7 games. Got a couple of starts at second right before the All-Star break.
Great curveball that time from Seeley. Brito swings and misses. Seeley has his 3rd strikeout.
Well, that last outing for Seeley, beautiful game that he pitched last time out against Chicago. Had a great curveball in that game, and he's got a very good one again here this afternoon. Brito way ahead of that breaking ball. Seeley had 6 strikeouts against Chicago. Did not walk a batter in that game.
Of course, Seeley has had bouts of control problems this year, so that was a good sign. Misses with the fastball. 1-0 the count on Alex Gonzalez, the number 9 hitter for the Blue Jays. 244 for the young shortstop. 7 homers and 24 runs batted in. There's his strike. That evens things at 1-1. Seeley after his 11th win of the year. Missed at the knees. Gonzalez has had a nice year against the Red Sox with 6 hits in 13 trips, including 4 walks. Two balls, 2 strikes. Curveball caught the outside corner for strike 3. Ring up Alex Gonzalez. 4 strikeouts for Seeley.
Well, Seeley trying to make a statement here that look, there's another pitcher in this game, someone other than Roger Clemens, and another good curveball here by Seeley.
Center fielder Otis Nixon.
See how early that Gonzalez commits to this pitch and then can't pull the trigger.
Second trip through the order is Otis Nixon takes a called strike. Nixon opened the ball game trying to bunt his way aboard. Put it back to Seeley, who threw him out at first base. Slap hitter here from the left side. Rolls this one to third base. John Valentin made a nice play. Throw to Vaughn, and Vaughn able to get the tag down. No, says Kenny Kaiser. First it looked like he called him out. Now he says no. And that'll bring Jimmy Williams out of the Red Sox dugout. Sox had started towards the first base dugout, and then it looked like Kaiser changed his mind. Kaiser with the goatee.
John Valentin makes a very nice play here going to his right, but then that throw is going to tail back in toward the runner Otis Nixon. Check swing there by Nixon. Nice play by Valentin, but now the throw will sail on him. Now let's see what happens at first base. Vaughn's off the bag. He makes the tag, but did he lose control of the baseball?
Yeah, and the replay looked like he got the tag down. Let's take a look. He's got control of the baseball. He's out. Certainly did not miss the tag from that angle. Scored an error charged to Valentin.
See if we take one more look at it. See if we can keep this rolling and see what happens to the baseball. He's definitely got the tag on him. Baseball's in the glove, but the safe call made by Kenny Kaiser. Maybe he said that Vaughn missed the tag on him.
It didn't look like that was the case.
Not much of an argument by Jimmy Williams. He went out, said a couple of words, and back to the dugout.
Valentin picks up the throwing error. Blue Jays get a runner with 2 outs. Orlando Merced at the plate. He takes a called strike on the inside corner. Quickly it's 0-2. Seeley working quickly so far on this one this afternoon and throwing strikes. Merced much prefers right-handed pitching to left-handers. Merced Merced 0 for 1 in this one, grounding out to Mo Vaughn at first base back in the first inning. Up high, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Merced had a couple of hits here last night, including a double, drove in a run. Part of that 8-4 Blue Jays come from behind win. Seeley set. Here's the 1-2 pitch with Nixon going. It's fouled away by Merced. They're still 1-2.
Otis Nixon with 38 stolen bases, the second in the league. Brian Hunter of the Detroit Tigers first with 44, and of course the Tigers continue to lead the American League in stolen bases.
Tigers having the problem so far in the first 2 games of since the All-Star break. They're in New York playing the Yankees. Yankees are closing in on the Orioles in the American League East. Starting today, the Yankees just 5.5 behind the Birds. Nixon goes again. Merced with a ground ball to Valentin at third. Long throw for John again. It's wild at first base. And Merced will be safe as Nixon takes third. So first and third with 2 outs.
Well, John Valentin, of course, as a shortstop, had a very strong throwing arm. Now you go to play second base for a long time, and that arm not quite as strong. In the first couple of throws he's had to make from third base have both sailed on him back in toward the runner. No problem catching the ground balls, but the throw has been a problem. That sidearm flip, which you get in a habit of doing as a second baseman because you make so many throws that way, trying to make the double play.
We thought that Vaughn tagged the runner on the first time, but obviously not here.
He's just lucky to keep that ball out of the dugout.
Looked like Nixon was out, but certainly no contest there with Orlando Merced. So first and third now for the Blue Jays with 2 outs.
You know, the longest throw Valentin's had to make since the start of the season is probably the 90 feet on a double play, and once in a while a relay throw. Well, certainly it's a little bit different on the other side of the infield. I think we'll see him maybe come more over the top with his throws, straighten it out.
Seeley trying to pitch tough through this. Pick up the last out. It's got a tough hitter here, and Joe Carter at the plate. Carter off the end of the bat. Offs a foul down the left field line.
They're going to call him out.
Fan interference.
Yeah, fan interference. They're going to call him out.
Carter's not happy. Couldn't get it far enough back in the stands. Carter saying he don't believe it. But fan interference is called, and Carter and the Blue Jays are done here in the top of the third. 1-0 Sox after 2.5.
Watch the fan reach out over the field to play. Now, if they don't touch that ball, Cordero is going to have a chance to catch it. And when that happens, it becomes fan interference.
You saw Seeley point down there, and the umpire made the call. Carter's still arguing it. Cito Gaston stepping between Carter and the umpire. We'll take a break, and we're back with more baseball action from Fenway right after this.
Flying to Chicago Midway for business? If these 6 reasons don't convince you to fly Southwest Airlines to Chicago Midway, maybe this will. Call 1-800-I-FLY-SWA. Southwest Airlines, a symbol of freedom.
Why do I come out here? Because the playing field's level, but the stairs never are. Because if I can't get frost-brewed Coors Light to the fans cold, those guys in the Rockies froze their butts for nothing. So I scale concrete every night. Because somewhere there's a guy eating peanuts or some nachos, and he's thinking of me. Coors Light! Coors Light!
Right way! Auto Service. Sullivan's got it covered. I mean tune-ups, brakes, whatever my car needs. They do it all.
Only the best can work on my car.
At Sullivan Tire, you can be sure your car will be serviced quickly and carefully by certified technicians. After all, at Sullivan Tire, family spirit is what we're all about.
Right way, right here, right now.
With Goodyear Certified Auto Service.
At Sullivan Tire, we've been doing it the right way for over 40 years.
Well, while we were away, Joe Carter has been thrown out of this ball game by Darrell Cousins, the third base umpire. What Carter did is, as he was arguing with Cousins, he started to walk away, then threw his batting gloves in toward the dugout. And when Cousins saw that, he threw him out of the ball game. And this argument has been going on all through while we're away. Here's what caused this argument. It's a fly ball down the left field line, and you're going to see a fan reach over and interfere with the ball. Now, this ball is in the field of play, and when a fan goes into the field of play, if they make contact with it and they keep the fielder from making the catch, it is fan interference, and the batter is out. Now, that's a tough call for the third base umpire because it was not going to be a routine play by Cordero by any means. But clearly there's interference. Cordero pointed to the fan, and right away, Darrell Cousins, the third base umpire, called Carter out. So he argued the play, and when he threw his batting gloves, that's when he was thrown out of the glove. Excuse me, out of the game, rather. Now, here's the throw. I don't know, should he... That to me is ridiculous.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
For that.
Yeah, why?
I mean, that's ridiculous. All he's doing is taking his gloves off and he's throwing them back in toward the dugout.
I mean, it was a decent argument up until then, but after they bounced him like that, that really heated things up.
That
was weak.
That's really no reason to throw out Joe Carter.
Jacob Brumfield now will take Carter's spot.
You know, it looked like the argument was over, and Carter was going to start to make his way back to the outfield, took off his batting gloves and threw him in toward the dugout.
Flipped him in,
and then all of a sudden Cousins threw him out for that. So I mean, that's, you know, Red Sox are happy Carter's out of the game, but I don't think that's
poor
correct.
Call. Carter's still not happy, nor should he be.
Now batting for the Red Sox, number 13.
It's not like he picked the glove up and violently hurled it into the dugout or anything like that. He just flipped him. So he's gone. Brumfield's in left. John Valentin steps in, leading off for the Red Sox here against Roger Clemens in the bottom of the third. High fly ball. Shallow left field. Brumfield tested immediately in to make the catch. There's one out.
Joe Carter has still not made his way down the runway to the clubhouse. He's going to have to leave here sooner or later. They're going to have to go over that dugout and tell him to get back in the clubhouse. It looks like he's just waiting for somebody to tell him that.
One out. The batter, Mo Vaughn, who was hit by Clemens, to load the bases back in the first inning. Fastball up and away. 1 ball, no strikes. 19 games with that left knee injury. That was the first time that Mo Vaughn was ever on the disabled list in his major league career. Sidelined from the 15th of June until after the All-Star break. Roger Clemens with 5 strikeouts in his first 2 innings here against the Sox, who have a 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the third. In for a strike. Count on Vaughn is even now at 1-1. Clemens, from the All-Star game last year to the All-Star game this year, won 20 ball games. Only other pitcher in the in majors actually that matched that was teammate Pat Henkin, who also a 20-game winner from the All-Star game of a year ago to the All-Star game of this season. Swing and a miss by Mo Vaughn. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Now there's a splitter again by Clemens, and certainly Vaughn, no surprise to him. He knew he was going to get a bunch of that this afternoon. That's a good one too. Starts off with the knees and dips out of the strike zone, but it's very tough to lay off.
Fastball on the outside corner for called strike 3. That's 6 strikeouts now for Roger Clemens.
Perfect pitch by Clemens, painting the outside corner down and away, and just about an unhittable pitch.
The left fielder.
Followed the splitter up with the fastball. Perfect spot. Mentioned Clemens high for the season, 14. Already with 6 in this game.
On a fast track to a big strikeout afternoon facing Wilfredo Cordero. Bounces it back to the Rocket. There's the flip over to Delgado. And a 1-2-3 bottom half the third. So 3 complete here at Fenway. Sox 1, Blue Jays nothing.
Giovanni's Department Store in downtown Lowell, the one store where you'll find everything you'll need to look your best. We have a wide selection of sportswear and footwear from all the leading names. Names like Nike, Adidas, Fila, Reebok, and our newest line, Kango Headwear. Join our 4th of July sale. All Reebok, Nike, Converse, and Fila receive 20 to 50% off. If you can't find it at Giovanni's, you can't find it anywhere. All your favorite teams, all at a price you can afford. Giovanni's in downtown Lowell.
Rips it. Left center. Gone. Why wouldn't they have a good time? There's plenty of offense. There's some good defense. Ground ball might be 2. There's the shovel. Sanders relay. Oh, my. Ground ball. Great stab by McKeel.
Signaling home run.
Yep, they did. The Paw Sox try to ground the Syracuse Sky Chiefs Saturday, July 19th at 6.
In the narrow margin between his own reflexes and the pitcher's best move, the base stealer stalks his prey. Becoming one with the pitcher's rhythm, he looks for a weakness, a tell, a twitch. And then bam, he strikes like a cobra, turning walks into doubles, doubles into runs, and his knees into blistering scabs.
The Angels tangle with the Tigers. Thursday at 10 on Nesson.
The Red Sox have a 1-0 lead. Tune in tonight at 10 p.m. for Fox Sports News. You'll get complete scores, highlights, and analysis from around Major League Baseball, plus a whole lot more. That's Fox Sports News tonight at 10, live on Nesson.
Pretty good ball game going here on Nesson this afternoon. Aaron Seeley dueling Roger Clemens. Seeley and the Sox with a 1-0 lead. Alex Delgado swings and misses. At Seeley's first offering here to open the top of the 4th. Delgado followed by Ed Sprague and Sean Green. And last night, a nice night for Carlos Delgado. 3 for 3, a home run, and 5 runs batted in. Takes that offering up high. It's the old Delgado shift. Sox have employed against him this year. 3 infielders on the right side.
Now, they have used that against Delgado. It's paid off for him, too, in this series as he hit a line drive right at Garcia Parra earlier in this series. And Red Sox even use this if there's a man in scoring position against him, which a lot of teams will not do. They'll use it with nobody on base.
Shoots it foul down the right field line. Full house here at Fenway Park. A Saturday affair against the Toronto Blue Jays.
Yeah, they were here early today, too. As soon as the gates opened, there was a lot of people that filed in to watch batting practice and get their first look at Clemens.
Fouled back on the screen. Still 2 balls, 2 strikes. Banged out all around the yard with a full crowd on hand. Good crowd last night, 32,500 and change, and a decent gathering also on Thursday.
It's amazing how one player can cause the kind of reaction that the Clemens did here. Even the Red Sox players in the clubhouse this morning trying to get tickets from other guys, you know, friends wanting to come to the game to see Roger pitch against the Red Sox.
Strike 3 call. Another good curveball from Seeley drops across. Delgado with an argument for plate umpire Tim Welke, but Seeley now with 5 strikeouts.
Last 3 that Seeley has gotten this game have all been with the curveball and an excellent curveball.
The third baseman.
Ball appeared to be low, but as it crossed home plate, it was certainly over the knees of Delgado, as you can see on the profile shot that we have.
That's TV talk. Profiling the left-handed hitter with the low first base camera.
Yeah, that was low at third, Bob.
That's right. Now for Sprague, you'll use the lower first. Sprague being a right-handed hitter.
You've been off for a while now. You've been away from the game for about 10 days.
Trying to catch up. Sprague, as we mentioned, struggling at the plate. 4 for his last 65 now. Fouls it back. And that evens the count at 1-1. up high with that offering. 2-1 to count. Seeley's last outing, first complete game since a complete game 8-inning loss against the Yankees in New York last September. His first complete game win since May the 18th of 1994 in Baltimore. Aaron has been a winner 4 of his last 5 outings, leads the Red Sox with 10 wins on the year. Strike 3 called. Ring up Ed Sprague. That's 6 strikeouts for Seeley.
The last 2 games that Seeley has pitched, the last one against Chicago, and this one this afternoon, it looks like he is much more confident of his stuff. I mean, he's not wasting any time. He's coming right at the hitters. He knows he has a great curveball this afternoon, and he's piling up the strikeouts.
He's got 6. Roger Clemens so far with 6. Starts off Green with a curveball called strike. John Green bounced out to Mo Vaughn at first base back in the 2nd inning. Green and Gonzalez have been the big Blue Jay hitters against the Red Sox this year. Fly ball left field. Cordero just back on the edge of the warning track, makes the catch. It's a 1-2-3. Top half the 4th inning for Aaron Seeley.
I believe in the power of the beer vendor. That one man with one beer born in the Rockies can refresh thousands. I believe in the perfect pour. Frost Brewing. Cold beer, warm heart. I believe that the 3 most important words on earth are hay, beer, man. That if a vendor can't get you your Coors Light at its ultimate refreshment level, it's a darn shame. And I believe in comfortable shoes.
What makes this $239 a month lease on a new Chevy Lumina so incredible? Check the fine print. You'll pay absolutely nothing down. That means your total due at signing is just $513. Air conditioning, automatic transmission, dual airbags, 0 down. $239 a month. See your local Chevrolet dealer. And one more thing. You may want to hurry.
You've become a serious player in the global marketplace. Now, you're looking for a serious partner with the resources to reach every country, reduce paperwork, even help speed packages through customs. Luckily, who you need to know, you know already. Global delivery services from the U.S. Postal Service. Ask for the world. We'll deliver.
Here's Roger Clemens taking to the mound in the 1st inning. Mixed reception for the Rocket. A lot of cheers and a lot of jeers for the Rocket man as he took the mound for the Blue Jays in the bottom half of the 1st inning. Certainly, if you're a true baseball fan, though, I think you have to appreciate what Clemens did here in his 13 years as a member of the Red Sox. Certainly some memorable ball games in a Boston uniform. Gave fans in New England quite a thrill with his 192 wins. Carter ejected in the 1st inning. It's our game summary. Roger Clemens so far has 6 strikeouts. He's been matched by Aaron Seeley, who has 6 strikeouts. Seeley actually has the lead in this one. 1-0 as the Red Sox come to work here against the Rocket man in the 4th. Runoff Rocket came in the 1st inning. Garcia-Parra with a base hit. Valentin singled to left to open the ball game. Vaughn hit by a pitch to load the bases. And then after Clemens struck out Wilfredo Cordero, Reggie Jefferson, who's at the plate right now, got the run home with a ground ball out to Alex Delgado at first. 1 ball, 1 strike now the count on Jefferson.
This would be a time, Bob, where I would think it'd be difficult for hitters on both sides because you have the shadows now just about all the way to home plate, but that center field area is still in sunlight. And that's about the worst conditions you could have.
Toss in Roger Clemens on the mound.
Well, it certainly doesn't hurt Seeley either with that curveball, because usually the breaking pitch is the toughest one to pick up.
2-2 now the count on Reggie Jefferson. Strike three called. The Rocket has 7 strikeouts now, as Reggie Jefferson called out on strikes by Tim Welke to open the bottom of the 4th.
And he certainly seems much more relaxed now and much more into his game than in the first inning when the Red Sox got a couple of hits off him. Red Sox had a chance to pile up some runs early. Instead, only got that 1 back in the first inning, and that might come back to hurt him in this one.
Here's Troy O'Leary. He was overmatched his first at bat against Clemens and is quickly down in the count here, 0-1 with 1 out in the 4th. O'Leary, one of 7 victims of Roger Clemens via the strikeout route. Quickly, it's 0-2. Already at this point of the ballgame, everybody has struck out except Valentin and Fry. Clemens shoots the fastball wide. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Clemens' last appearance in a Red Sox uniform was here last September the 28th against the Yankees. Lost to Ramiro Mendoza 4-2 in that ball game, working 7 2/3 innings. 5 hits, 4 runs, 10 strikeouts, and walked 4. Remember, at the end of that ball game, Clemens reached down and grabbed a handful of dirt from the mound at Fenway Park.
I reached out in my backyard this morning. I got some dirt. Trying to get some of those weeds out from the backyard.
Put it in a bottle and then up on the mantle. As O'Leary on the hip, 1-2, and blows him away with a fastball. That's 8 strikeouts for the Rocket.
Yeah, that certainly looked hard, didn't it? That was probably the hardest fastball that he's thrown this afternoon. The one that was up above the letters, and really no chance at all for O'Leary. He has overmatched O'Leary in the 2 at-bats this afternoon.
Catcher, Scott Hatterberg.
Two down here in the 4th. The catcher, Scott Hatterberg, is the batter. 1 ball and no strikes. Hatterberg down swinging in the 2nd inning. In for a called strike. That evens things at 1-1. There's strike 2, 1-2.
Yeah, more of a 2-seam fastball that time by Clemens, tailing back over the middle of the plate.
No, says Tim Welke. Count is even at 2-2. Clemens closed his Red Sox career with a 6-2 mark in his last 10 starts. He struck out 123 batters in 111 innings following the All-Star game last year. Hatterberg makes contact, and right under the glove of Delgado, finally flagged down by Brito. Like a ball that Delgado should have been able to get a glove on at first base.
Yeah, he's had some troubles, especially going to his backhand in this series. Did not get down at all on that ground ball, which appeared to be fairly routine. He'll go to the backhand. Actually, with one more step, he wouldn't even have had to make the play that way. Been able to front the ball.
Number 56,
so a break there, and
the center fielder,
Hatterberg on with the error.
Bragg.
They've been a little slappy defensively, the Blue Jays have in the series, and as we mentioned, they're 3rd in the league in defense behind Minnesota and Detroit.
And Clemens had made a point to know in his press conference here on Thursday night to praise the Blue Jays defense.
Well, they have been a very good defensive club for most of the season. And the last couple of years for the Red Sox have not been a good defensive team.
That was pointed out as well. A base runner and Hatterberg with 2 outs here in the 4th, and here's Darren Bragg. Struggling at the plate, hitting out of the number 8 hole here against Roger Clemens. Takes one down low.
Bragg was kind of funny in the clubhouse this morning. He came walking in and screaming, "I got tickets to sell for $50. Any players want them?" It was a scramble down there for tickets this morning.
There's his strike. Count is even at 1-1. Bragg went down swinging in the second. Clemens came into the ball game third in the American League strikeout derby. Randy Johnson of Seattle 168, David Cohn 160, and then Clemens 140, and he's added 8 to that total. Clemens leads in ERA at 1.69, leads in wins with 13. Came in third in innings pitched, but has now passed Andy Pettit, so he's second in innings pitched in the American League. Third in strikeouts and second in batting average against, with only Randy Johnson again better. 3 balls and 1 strike. Teams to beat Clemens this year. Mariners beat him 5-1 on June 11th. Atlanta beat him 3-0 on the 16th, and then Montreal 2-1 on July the 1st. 13 wins and 3 losses for the Rocket. 3 balls, 2 strikes on Bragg. That'll mean Hatteberg at first will be able to take off with a 3-2 offering.
Even on the 3-1 count, Clemens is staying with the splitter that time, and not the pitch that the Bragg expected to get. 3-1.
Hatteberg takes off and Bragg fouls it back. Late swing, but got a piece of it. Sox with a single run back in the first inning. That has stood up so far. They've got a 1-0 lead here as they bat in the home half of the 4th. Hatteberg goes again. 3-2 pitch swung on and missed. Clemens now with 9 strikeouts. He strikes out the side here in the 4th inning. 4 complete here at Fenway. Sox 1, the Blue Jays no score.
Hey, it's autograph day at the racetrack. Come meet Ernie Irvan, Dale Jarrett, and Mark Martin.
Hey, Jack, where is everybody?
They'll be here soon.
Sorry, Jack. Everyone's at their Ford dealer's Winston Cup selling event, where they can get up to $2,000 total savings on the best-selling truck in America, Ford F-Series. There's never been a better selection of trucks to choose from, all built Ford tough. Only at your New England Ford dealer.
Got any 7s? Go fish.
Right here, some 30 minutes ago, a huge metal disc descended from outer space, landed in the field here behind me, and then zoomed off. Now, we do have a witness to this amazing happening. Sir, what did you think as this historic event unfolded in front of your eyes?
Typical.
Once you have a Citizen Circle checking account, everything else just seems typical. Citizens Bank, not your typical bank.
Okay, tune into Bob's for men's, women's, and kids' Levi's jeans. 501, 505, 550. Bob's, the only place for Levi's.
NESN's exclusive coverage of Boston Red Sox baseball is being brought to you in part by Chrysler Plymouth of New England, by the Coors Light Wide-Mouth Can, tap the Rockies with a smoother pour, by the United States Postal Service, we deliver for you, by Bob's Store, the place for Nike, Levi, Dockers, Reebok, and Adidas, and by Nissan, who reminds you life is a journey, enjoy the ride. We're enjoying the ride here at Fenway Park this afternoon. Good pitching matchup. Aaron Seeley against Roger Clemens. The strikeout has reigned supreme. Clemens so far has 9. Seeley has 6. Bottom third of the order. Coming up for the Blue Jays, Charlie O'Brien, followed by Tilson Brito and Alex Gonzalez. Almost half of O'Brien's hits this year have gone for extra bases as he takes ball 1, opening the top of the 5th. O'Brien called out on strikes to end the 2nd inning, his first trip. Fastball moves him back off the plate, 2-0. Last night's Jays win, 8-4, was their first over the Red Sox this year. The Red Sox had won the first 4 meetings, sweeping the 3-game series at Sky Dome the 3rd week of June. Sox are 4-1 against the Jays so far here in '97. Williams perfect against his own old club until last night. Curveball, another dandy from Seeley, called a strike. It's 2-2.
Charlie O'Brien, as you mentioned, about getting most of the playing time, and the Toronto pitchers really enjoy working to O'Brien.
Another curveball. O'Brien waves over the top of it. That's 7 strikeouts for Seeley.
Well, the last 5 strikeouts now by Seeley with the curveball.
Tilson Brito.
Clearly, these last 2 outings for Seeley, the one prior to the All-Star break and this afternoon, the 2 best probably of the season for him.
Dominant here against the Blue Jays. He's had given up only 1 hit. That was the Joe Carter double with 2 outs in the 1st inning. Only other people that have reached against him were Nixon and Merced. Both of those of a throwing errors by John Valentin. Other than that, Seeley has set them all down. Missing inside to Brito, a ball and a strike. Seeley has a 1-hitter at the moment, has a 1-0 lead over Roger Clemens. Fastball off of Seeley's hand. That rolls toward short, and it'll be an infield single for Tilson Brito. Reached back with the pitching hand and knocked it down.
That's certainly one that Garcia Parra would have been able to make a play on going toward the middle, but it's normal reaction for a pitcher to get the hand out, try to knock it down. You hope there's no injury involved. There's certainly not one here, but if you can let it go, the shortstop is probably going to have a chance to make that play. You see, right at the last minute, he tried to pull a hand back, but not in time.
Jays get a base runner with 1 out here in the top of the 5th. Brito aboard. Number 9 hitter Alex Gonzalez at the plate. The Jays have a running ball club headed by Otis Nixon. Their 2nd, Toronto is, in the Stolen Base Derby behind the Tigers. Gonzalez squared the bunt, pulled the bat back, ruled a strike anyway by plate umpire Tim Welke. 1 strike to count. Gonzalez had a couple of hits here against the Sox last night in 3 trips, including a double. Second in the American League, Alex Gonzalez, sacrifice hits. He's certainly capable of laying down the bunt. 1 out here in this situation, though. Swings away and lofts it foul. No balls and 2 strikes. Tom Goodwin, in case you're wondering, of Kansas City leads the American League with 10 sacrifice bunts. Things not going too well in Kansas City these days. The Royals have lost their last 10. Mercer, their new manager, and they've lost twice for him. Coming over from the Chicago Cubs. Bob Boone fired at the All-Star break. Fastball is wide. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Warm day here at Fenway. Our game time temperature was 90 degrees. but a comfortable 90 with nice low humidity. Nice hot sun. Runner goes, 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss for strike 3. Throw through, that hits the runner. And deflects into shallow left field. Seeley hustling to cover third. Valentin's throw will not be in time. So it'll be a stolen base. Brito swipes second, then will move to third, I believe, on a throwing error charged to Scott Hatteberg.
Yeah, that'll be Hatteberg's 8th error of the season. It's going to hit Brito as he slid into second base. And then the ball deflected way down toward the left field line. Valentin had to come off the bag to chase it down, and by the time he makes the throw to Seeley, it's going to be too late. Fry doesn't even know where the baseball is, and it's deflected down that the left field line. Here's the throw that's going to be up and too high by Valentin, and Brito, who is now getting some attention from the trainer, will be at third, but he got hit by that throw by Hatteberg.
You mentioned Gonzalez struck out on the play, so that's 8 strikeouts now for Seeley. 2 going for the Jays here in the 5th inning. Another look at it.
You slide into third base, and you see that ankle second base ankle got jammed into the second base bag. Very painful trip around the bases that time for Brito.
He has made it to third, but he's there with 2 outs. Top of the order, and Otis Nixon. Nixon takes a called strike.
Kind of guys infielders hate to see at the plate with a man at third base, because any kind of bobble, and Nixon's probably going to be safe at first, and of course the run would score.
Third ball, strike 2. Down low. Seeley with 8 strikeouts already on the afternoon. Seeley's best ever 11 against the Tigers. He misses inside. Struck out 11 against Detroit on September the 28th, 1993 here at Fenway Park. Struck out the 11 Tigers in just 6 1/3 innings. Comes back here on 2-2. Nixon down on strikes. They'll have to complete the strikeout. Hatteberg's throw over to Mo Vaughn in time to get Nixon. 9 strikeouts for Seeley, matching the total of Roger Clemens of the Blue Jays. We're halfway home on this one. Sox lead Toronto 1-0.
You got me rolling on down the line. You got me rolling, you're on my mind.
Roll into Sears for the Big 3 tire sale, featuring select Michelin, Goodyear, and Bridgestones.
I'll take you any place you want me to. You got me rolling.
Sears Auto Center. We keep you rolling.
Yeah, you got me rolling.
Sears Big 3 tire sale featuring the Michelin Road Handler Plus. Roll in soon.
Be active, but beware. Use an ordinary stick antiperspirant, you get flaky white stuff. Until now, Gillette introduces new Clear Stick. A clear advantage against odor and wetness. New Gillette Clear Stick. Or try Cool Refreshing Clear Gel.
Mobile presents the fastest way ever invented to get gas. Mobile Speed Pass. Just wave this key tag at your pump and it automatically bills your credit card of choice. Don't you wish you could pay for everything that fast? Speed Pass is easy. It's free, and it's only at Mobile. So now friendly serve is even faster. Mobile Speed Pass, the fastest way to get gas.
It's a sizzling season on Fox. Big league action just the way you want it. Home team's Fox attitude.
Best of the bigs. It rocks on Fox.
Great ball game here on Nesson for you this afternoon. The Red Sox lead the Blue Jays 1-0. The battle of strikeouts. Roger Clemens and Aaron Seeley. They each have 9. Next 3 ball games for the Red Sox. The Series concludes here tomorrow at 1 o'clock. You can see that on WABU TV, channel 68. And then we're back with you on Monday and Tuesday nights against the Tigers to wrap up the homestand. Note that 6 o'clock starting time against Detroit on Tuesday. Roger Clemens, 9 strikeouts so far in 4 innings on the mound for the Blue Jays, trailing 1-0 in this one. Facing Jeff Fry to open the home half of the 5th inning. Brian Valentin, the only 2 Red Sox that the Rocket has not struck out yet in this one. Jerry mentioned Fry has had success against Roger Clemens. Not too many battles, but Fry has won the majority of them and puts a wood on this one. Flag down in center field by Otis Nixon, 1 out.
Funny, you know, Seeley's been sitting back all week, actually since his last start, when they found out that he was going to be hooked up with Roger in this one. And a little testy at times because he said, look, I'm not pitching against Clemens, I'm pitching against the Blue Jays. And all the attention obviously focused on Clemens, his return to Fenway Park, but he has matched him pitch for pitch this afternoon.
Strikeout for strikeout. And now Seeley and the Red Sox with the lead. Nomar Garcia-Parra takes a called strike. Garcia-Parra singled to right in the bottom of the 1st, leading off the innings. He has scored the only run thus far of the game, coming in on Reggie Jefferson's ground ball to first base. Pulled foul down the 3rd base line over by the Toronto dugout. It's 0-2. Omar, the Red Sox lone representative in the All-Star game. Swings and misses at that one. And O'Brien will have to tag Garcia-Parra out. Garcia-Parra walking back towards the dugout, gets tagged out by O'Brien, and Clemens now has 10 strikeouts.
Well, he really should run that ball out to first base, at least make the catch and make a throw down there. And Garcia-Parra frustrated after swinging at a bad pitch, the splitter in the dirt.
John Valentin.
3 pitches to Nomar on that at bat, and the strikeout. O'Brien was going to throw to first base. When he saw Garcia-Parra was not going to run, he just went over and tagged him.
2 outs for the home team here in the 5th inning. John Valentin takes the called strike. John had a base hit to left back in the 1st inning.
Valentin probably saying he doesn't need any help. You know, he's pitching well enough in this game. You don't have to give him that high strike.
Way up high with that one. 1-1 the count. Clemens selected to the American League All-Star team for the 6th time. He pitched the 3rd inning on Tuesday night at Jacobs Field, hitting Ray Langford on a ground ball to second, gave up a single to Jeff Blauser. We got Biggio on a ground ball to second, and Tony Gwynn on a ground ball to third for his lone inning of mound duty. Helped out by some fine defense. Biggio's ground ball to second was that nice play that Robbie Alomar made in the ball game. 6 times Clemens has been a member of the American League All-Star team. He was the winning pitcher of the 1986 game, was the starter and the winner, and the most valuable player at 86 at Houston. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Clemens with 10 strikeouts in this game as he got Garcia-Parra. 74th time in his career he's had a 10 strikeout game, including 6 times this year as a member of the Blue Jays. He has not walked a batter to this point, although he did hit Bo Vaughn back in the 1st inning as he goes to a 3-2 count here on John Valentin.
Well, Welke's been consistent. Those last 2 pitches almost in the same spot. Clemens thought he had both of them, but both called ball by Tim Welke.
Hit hard and fair between Sprague and the bag, down into the left field corner, chased down by Brumfield. Valentin goes to second with a double. And John Valentin is 2 for 3 in this one.
Valentin now with 26 doubles. That will tie him for 4th in the American League. O'Neill, Rodriguez, Cora, Alex Rodriguez, and Valentin tied with 26.
Split finger fastball on the 3-2 count. Gave up on the fastball, went to the splitter, and right down the line for John Valentin.
Big conversation in the center of the diamond. Mel Queen, the pitching coach, coming out. Valentin in scoring position at second base with 2 outs. Mo Vaughn at the plate.
Talking about how they're going to pitch to Mo Vaughn, how he wants the infield set up against Vaughn. And that'll depend obviously on where Clemens is going to try to pitch him with first base open.
Vaughn so far hit by a pitch and called out on strikes.
The first baseman, Mo Vaughn.
Slightly to pull in the infield for the Blue Jays. Straight away in the outfield.
One strike on Vaughn, and after a pitch down at his ankles.
Very few sliders by Clemens this afternoon, maybe 4 or 5, but mostly fastball and split-fingered fastball.
Valentin in the lower right-hand portion of your screen, getting his lead off second base. Clemens set. Here's the 1-strike pitch to Vaughn. A fastball sails wide. Clemens is 34 years of age. He'll turn 35 on August the 4th. Chance of let's go Bo. Rebounding throughout Fenway Park as Vaughn now trails in the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Last time up, he followed that split-fingered pitch up with a fastball down and away for strike 3.
One, 2 to Vaughn way up high, and leaving things at 2-2. That one almost sailed over Charlie O'Brien's head and back to the screen.
Yeah, that was the fastball, all right, but it wasn't down and away, up and away, and a nice play by Charlie O'Brien. Ball just sails on Clemens. The hockey goalie mask. Kind of a hockey play there by O'Brien.
Here's the 2-2 from the Rocket. Vaughn pulls it foul down the first baseline. I see a lot of those hockey goaltender masks worn by catchers now. Last year when Toronto was in, it was Charlie O'Brien who pioneered that, and he debuted that new mask last September the 13th against New York. It was the first time it was used in Major League Baseball. It took O'Brien, as we had mentioned before, a while to get Major League Baseball to okay it. It seems to have caught on. Quite a few of the catchers have gone to that.
Bill Hasselman has got one. Hasn't had much chance to use it yet because Bill's spending time on the disabled list, but he recently has got one of those masks.
Clemens steps off the rubber. Vaughn steps out of the batter's box. Waiting game. situation is this. John Valentin at second base for Jimmy Williams' crew. He's at second with 2 outs. Bottom half of the 5th inning. Red Sox with a 1-0 advantage over Roger Clemens and the Blue Jays. Pitching duel and a strikeout battle here at Fenway this afternoon. Matching Clemens and Aaron Seeley. Seeley leads on the scoreboard 1-0. Clemens in the strikeout column 10-9 to this point. Vaughn down on strikes, and that retires the side. So that's 11 strikeouts for Clemens. We played 5 here at Fenway. Red Sox 1, the Blue Jays nothing.
Houston, how many miles are we flying?
900,000. Copy?
Roger that. Can we credit that toward our frequent flyer program?
Stand by, Red Hawk. We'll get back to you.
Now you don't have to fly to the moon and back to earn a free ticket. With Southwest Airlines frequent flyer program, Rapid Rewards, just 8 quick round trips and your next one's free.
A couple more of these flights and I can go someplace really cool.
Rapid Rewards from Southwest, the fastest way to fly free.
You are a messenger of hope, and the only one in whom the future can be entrusted. Is it not time, then, to prepare for the journey ahead? You are a survivor. You are alone, but you are strong.
When Cooper Tire asked me to be their spokesman, I wanted to make sure it was a good match. So I took a tour of one of their factories. I found out that Cooper's been around since 1914, a time of grassroots values that still drive the company today. Hard-working folks dedicated to their craft. My kind of people, always striving to be the best. What better match? Cooper Tire. Drive on.
5 complete at Fenway. It's a 1-0 ball game. Today is a Southwest Airlines Where Will It Fly game on NESN. Stay tuned after the game for Red Sox Instant Replay with Bob Rogers. Bob may pick your name as today's contestant, and you could win a trip for 2 to catch the Sox in Kansas City.
Not much flying here at Fenway this afternoon other than strikeouts. Clemens matched up against Aaron Seeley. There have been 20 in the ball game to this point. 11 for the Rocket, 9 for Seeley, which represents a season high for Aaron. Orlando Merced leads off the Blue Jays here in the 6th inning. Merced followed by not Joe Carter. It would be Jacob Brumfield, and then Carlos Delgado. Carter ejected from the ball game a couple of innings ago. He missed at the knees.
Should be Joe Carter. He shouldn't have got thrown out for that.
Pitch counts to this point: 74 for Seeley, 77 for the Rocket. Neither pitcher has walked a batter. 1 ball, 2 strikes. They say you never know what you're going to get when you go to the ballpark, although today was a pretty good bet that it was going to be a good show, and it has been. Even better than expected. Here's the 1-2 from Seeley. Fastball misses away. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Merced grounded out to Vaughn at first and then was safe on the throwing error by John Valentin. Seeley has given up just 2 hits to this point. Pulled foul over off the roof of the Red Sox dugout. Still 2 balls, 2 strikes. Missed inside. Full count on Merced, leading off for the Jays here in the top of the 6th. Out of town, Yankees lead the Tigers 3-1. They're in the 8th in New York. That's ripped up the middle. Solid base knock here by Merced. Seeley had a duck out of the way of that one. Right over the mound, over the infield, and into center field. A leadoff single for Orlando Merced.
Well, the matchup to end last inning. Mo Vaughn at the plate with a man at second base in scoring position, and after a lot of meetings, it was the split finger for the out, and Clemens pumped up after that strikeout.
trying to get himself some runs, I guess, in that Blue Jay dugout.
Lobbying for support.
Well, they've had a couple of pitchers over there trying to get some runs all season long. Van Hanken, Guzman, Clemens. Offense has really struggled for the Blue Jays.
First at bat here this afternoon for Jacob Brumfield, just 192 on the year with the one dinger. Good curveball from Seeley, has the knees buckling there. Brumfield, one strike to count.
Yeah, that was a knee buckler, wasn't it? Knees buckle, the backside was going, and a perfect strike by Seeley.
Sox have committed 3 errors. You can see in the line score, but have gotten away with them. Back-to-back throwing errors by John Valentin in the third, and throwing error charged to the catcher Scott Hatteberg last inning. Seeley's been able to pitch through it all thus far. Up high with that one. 1 ball, 1 strike. A season high 9 strikeouts. And now 2 shy of a career high. Vaughn holding with Merced at first.
Merced got 6 stolen bases on the season. He's been caught 3 times.
That's in for a strike, 1 and 2. Prior to today, Brumfield's last appearance was June 29th at Baltimore. Joined us late. Joe Carter fouled the ball down the left field line, right at the wall there. Fan reached over, and it was ruled fan interference. Cordero could not come up with a catch, but Carter was called out anyway and was ejected from the ball game by Darrell Cousins, the third base umpire, after throwing his gloves on the ground. Didn't look like Carter was that upset at the time. Just threw him not violently towards the turf or anything, but Cousins booted him. And then things did get a little ugly. Set at first with a leadoff single here in the top of the 6th inning. A count of 2 balls, 2 strikes on the hitter Jacob Brumfield. Swing and a miss, struck him out. Seeley's 10th strikeout.
A lot of air here this afternoon on swings by hitters on both teams, and both pitchers getting it done in a different way. Clemens with the fastball split finger. Seeley, most of his strikeouts with that curveball. With a sharper break to his curveball this afternoon than we've seen at times this season.
11 strikeouts for Clemens, now 10 for Aaron Seeley. Carlos Delgado, first baseman, bats. Looks at one outside. Delgado has been up twice and called out on strikes twice. Going for the hat trick here. Really goes fastball on the outside corner. Delgado was 0 for 6 in the series opener on Thursday. Solid 3 for 3 last night with a triple and a home run. As mentioned, knocked in their career high tying 5 runs, pacing the Jays to that 8-4 decision over the Red Sox here last night. Struggling against Aaron Seeley at Fenway this afternoon. Here's the 1-1. Hit to Mo Vaughn. Vaughn goes to second for 1. The throw back to Vaughn to complete the double play. 3-6-3 double play to close out the Blue Jays. 3-4-3 double play to close out the Blue Jays here in the 6th inning. It's 1-0 Boston after 5 1/2.
Take the journey sidetracked.
Unravel the secrets of the Pharaoh. Explore. Did King Tut really marry his own sister? Scientists unearthed DNA from 3,000-year-old mummies to get to the truth. Step back in time and learn the secrets of the Pharaohs on Sidetrack, Monday at 9 Eastern and Pacific on the Discovery Channel. Explore your world.
Is it the Orient or the majestic Whalers restaurant, Route 1 North in Saugus? At Whalers, you won't be served by a waiter, you'll be served by hundreds of people.
Hi, I'm Rick Sandy. Welcome to our palace. Let us show you the spectacular falls, waterfalls, foot bridges, rock gardens, pagodas, and Chinese options.
Sample dishes that are wonderful examples of Chinese cuisine from Rick Chang's authentic family recipes. We'll see you at Whalers.
For 30 years, Eastern Clothing of Watertown has been outfitting professional athletes and athletically built men. Boston College and NFL great Fred Smirlis.
You may not recognize me, but until I found Eastern Clothing of Watertown, I couldn't dress like this. If you're an athletic fit, or an extra long, or just a combination of everything, Eastern Clothing is the only place to shop. Shop there, or I'll chase you down like a quarterback.
For athletic cut suits or extra long suits, visit Eastern Clothing of Watertown.
Back at Fenway, bottom of the 6th inning, Red Sox have the 1-0 lead. The Sox-Angels May 1st game has been rescheduled for Friday, July 25th. Plenty of seats are available and all standard Sox discounts for seniors, youth groups, and groups of 40 plus apply. For tickets, call 617-267-1700. Groups of 40 plus, call 617-262-1915. Tickets for the original May 1st game will be honored July 25th. With the shift on and Delgado at the plate, John Valentin all of a sudden becomes the pivot man at second base. He's moved away over to shortstop. He'll get the throw from Mo Vaughn. Valentin will tag the bag and complete the double play. So Valentin's been all over the infield. Second base last night, third base today, and there is a shortstop turning over the double play.
I'll get that scoring right too. It was unusual. 3-5-3 on the double play.
3-5-3 double play. How about that?
Alfredo Cordero leads off here, bottom half the 6th inning. Pitch is down low, 1 ball, no strikes. Cordero 0 for 2 on the afternoon. Clemens on the outside corner, 1-1 the count. Clemens with 11 strikeouts to this point. Going to be something, Jerry. We have another 20 strikeout performance from Clemens here. 2 is a member of the Red Sox. 86, as you recall, on April 29th against the Seattle Mariners here at Fenway Park, and then last September against the Tigers in Detroit. He's got 11 to this point. 68 10 strikeout games with the Red Sox. 6 as a member of the Blue Jays this year. So that would add up to 74 in his major league career. 2 balls, 2 strikes now on Wilfredo Cordero. In the dirt, Cordero doesn't bite. Three balls, 2 strikes. Sox have 1 run, 4 hits off the Rocket this afternoon. The run and 2 of the hits came back in the first inning. Back-to-back singles by Garcia, Parr, and Valentin. Also have a 1-out, 2-out single by Jeff Fry in the second. And a 2-out double by John Valentin in the 5th. Here's the payoff pitch, foul back on the screen. Inside, Cordero hit by the pitch. Second Red Sox that's been hit today. Vaughn back in the first inning, and Cordero here leading off the 6th.
You got Vaughn somewhere in the chest area, and I think Cordero there on the elbow.
18, the designated hitter, Reggie Jefferson.
Looks like the right elbow for Cordero. Couple today. Now Clemens with 8. One behind Seeley and Carsey for the most hit batters in the league.
Leadoff man aboard for the Sox. Reggie Jefferson at the plate. Jefferson takes a called strike. 1 run, 4 hits for the Red Sox. No runs, 3 hits for the Blue Jays. Roger Clemens against Aaron Seeley. Missed at the knees. 1-1. Jefferson knocked in the lone run of the ball game. Came up with the bases loaded, 1 out in the first inning. Grounded out to Delgado at first base. That got Garcia Parra home, with what has so far been the game's only run. Fouled away. It's 1-2. Jefferson was called out on strikes in the 4th. Clemens broke in with the Red Sox in 1984 in a ball game at Cleveland. Got his first win in his second major league start against the Minnesota Twins. Blows that one by Reggie Jefferson, and that's a dozen Ks on the afternoon for Roger Clemens.
Well, no question about the velocity here for Clemens this afternoon. I mean, he's throwing fastballs by those left-handed hitters. That ball almost in the glove of O'Brien by the time Jefferson makes that swing.
Clemens strikeout high this year, 14 as a Blue Jay, has 12 already, and facing a hitter he's dominated today in Troy O'Leary. O'Leary does get a piece of it here and fouls it back.
Now, usually when you strike out a couple of times in a game, you don't want to wait around for strike 2. So O'Leary jumping on that first pitch, but fouled it off.
Delgado holds with the runner. Cordero at first base. Clemens working here against Troy O'Leary. Pop foul. And Sprague coming over in front of the Toronto dugout on the warning track will make the catch. Second out for the Sox here in the 6th inning. Busy Saturday afternoon in the American League. Texas pounding Seattle 9-1. Texas trying to stay in that Western Division race. Tigers have lost the first 2 games of that series in New York. Anaheim beating Oakland 6-1 in the 8th inning. And this afternoon, Braves beat the Mets 7-4. Cardinals outlast the Cubs in 12 innings at Wrigley. San Diego outslugging Colorado in the 8th. From the National League, everything else will take place under the lights later tonight. Batted for the Red Sox, Scott Hatteberg. One strike on the Sox young catcher. Struck out swinging in the 2nd inning. Safe on an error by the first baseman Delgado in the 4th. Sox 1, Jays nothing. Bottom half the 6th inning. 1 ball, 1 strike. Clemens made 34 starts for the Red Sox a year ago. Won 10 games, lost 13, so he's already won 3 games more for the Blue Jays this year than he won for the Sox all of last year. Pitches inside for a ball, gunned down, and the baseball is waiting. at second base as Cordero arrives, and that's the end of the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. We played 6. We head to the late innings in this one. Sox won. The Blue Jays no score.
Find out who's left standing on Fight Night at the Forum Thursday night at 7:30.
In the narrow margin between his own reflexes and the pitcher's best move, the base stealer stalks his prey. Becoming one with the pitcher's rhythm, he looks for a weakness, a tell, a twitch. And then bam, he strikes like a cobra, turning walks into doubles, doubles into runs, and his knees into blistering scabs.
The Angels tangle with the Tigers. Thursday at 10 on NESN. It's a sizzling season on Fox. Big league action the way you want it. Big name players, big time rivalries, and for the first time ever, the AL and NL go to war in historic interleague play. Home team's Fox attitude. Fox Sports Net.
Six complete at Fenway. The Red Sox still have the 1-0 lead over Toronto, and Roger Clemens will tune in tonight at 10 p.m. for Fox Sports News. You'll get complete scores, highlights, and analysis from around Major League Baseball, plus a whole lot more. That's Fox Sports News tonight at 10 live on NESN.
What a ball game we have going here at Fenway this afternoon. A 1-0 lead for Aaron Seeley and the Red Sox as the Jays come to bat here in the 7th inning. Ed Sprague, Sean Green, Charlie O'Brien due up against Seeley. Sprague is 0 for 2 in the ball game. A pop fly to second base and called out on strikes. The breaking ball waved at and missed. 1-1 the count. Clemens has 12 strikeouts. Seeley has 10. One shy of his career high. Breaking ball is up high. 2 balls and a strike. This is a big road trip for Toronto. This is the 3rd game of an 11-game trip. Really a difficult start to the second half of the season for the Blue Jays. Seeley blows the fastball by Sprague to even the count at 2-2. 4 games here in Boston, 2 in Baltimore, 2 in Texas, and then out to Anaheim to close it off with 3 games against the Angels.
Well, that's a strange trip, isn't it? So accustomed to making that West Coast swing and hit all 3 teams. Here they start on the East Coast, go to Texas, finally end up in Anaheim.
Sprague lays off the pitch and the count will go full.
Seems like after a trip like that you should be home for the rest of the season.
Yeah, rest of the year. Payoff pitch, and Seeley hits his first batter of the day. Sprague, the leadoff man, gets drilled on a 3-2 pitch. There's still no walks in the ball game, but we've had 3 hit batters now.
So many curveballs in this game by Seeley. Obviously, those hitters for the Blue Jays thinking the curveball and trying to dive out over the plate. Instead, it's the fastball here, and we'll get it Sprague. So the Blue Jays have the leadoff man on here in the 7th.
On holds with Sprague at first. Left-handed hitter Sean Green at the plate. Seeley starts him off with a fastball up and away. 1 ball, no strikes. Green with a ground ball to Vaughn at first. A fly ball to Cordero in left. High fly ball, right field. O'Leary going back on the warning track. It's carrying, it's going, it's gone. A 2-run homer for Sean Green. High fly ball over the 380 sign out by the bullpen area in right field, and just like that, the Blue Jays have the lead 2-1.
Things happening quickly here for the Blue Jays. They hit batter, and all of a sudden Sean Green with home run number 8. This ball's a long way back up over the bullpen of the Blue Jays, and it looked like right down the runway in the bleachers.
O'Leary starts back and then just gives up on it just shy of the warning track. That one is out of here. Well, the home run by Green gives the Jays the 2-1 lead. Apparently O'Brien takes a called strike.
That's the 13th home run that Seeley has allowed this season. That's a team lead in that category. Sean Green's killed the Red Sox.
The left-handed Joe Carter this year.
Yeah, he came into this game hitting almost 500 against Red Sox pitching, and of course the big home run here.
He's given the Rocket the lead over his former mates. Very ballsy, ducking out of the way is O'Brien. It was high for ball 2. Came back over the plate.
We saw O'Brien throw out Cordero easily at the end last inning, and O'Brien's thrown out about 43% of the runners going against him this season.
Breaking ball, good one for called strike. 2-2. Butch Henry's the left-hander. Joe Hudson the right-hander, throwing down in the bullpen now for the Red Sox. Breaking ball, the bat goes flying, so does the ball. Bat was closer to being fair than the ball was. Nick Leyva, the Blue Jays third base coach, retrieves and will bring it back to the hitter O'Brien. Down and O'Brien matching that uniform number. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Throw it off, back to Seeley, underhanded flip to Vaughn. That'll retire Charlie O'Brien.
Kind of a strange at bat there for O'Brien. Lost the handle on the bat, threw it down to third base. On next pitch, a curveball again by Seeley, and it sounded like it broke the bat of O'Brien. Just tapped it back to the mound.
Jays have taken the lead here at the top of the 7th thanks to Green's home run. Here's Tilson Brito.
Tilson Brito.
Looper, long run here for Jeff Fry. That'll be a foul ball. Falls on the warning track. Long run for Fry and a long run for O'Leary coming in from right field.
Seems strange to see Fry back at second base this afternoon. We're accustomed to seeing him all over the place, outfield, infield positions, but back home here at second.
His natural position.
Right.
He's given it a go all over the place. Williams took a liking to Fry in spring training, giving him much opportunity to play as Jimmy could find bats for him. Manager concerned about when he'll get Tim Naring back. It looks like it may be a while. Naring injured that elbow on a throw at third base against these Blue Jays in Toronto that third week of June. Good pitch there on the outside corner. It's 0-2. Strike 3 call. Came back with a fastball on the inside corner. Seeley's 11th strikeout.
He still looks like he has good stuff. Green, of course, got him with fastball, I believe it was, for the home run.
Number 8.
But Seeley bouncing back, and then next 2 hitters, O'Brien on the curve and the strikeout here with the fastball.
Strikeout ties Seeley's career high, set originally the 28th of September 1993 against the Tigers here at Fenway Park. Bases empty, 2 outs. Alex Gonzalez, the shortstop, at the plate. Third ball misses. It's 2-0. Seeley has given up 2 runs on 4 hits. Clemens has given up 1 run on 4 hits. Seeley has 11 strikeouts. The Rocket has 12. Neither pitcher has walked a batter. Clemens congratulating Sean Green, thanking Green for the 2-run homer. Here's Gonzalez lacing one to right. Over is O'Leary to make the catch, and that'll retire the side. So 7th inning stretch time here at Fenway. The Blue Jays, thanks to the 2-run home run by Sean Green, have the lead 2-1.
Flying to Chicago Midway for business? If these 6 reasons don't convince you to fly Southwest Airlines to Chicago Midway, maybe this will. Call 1-800-I-FLY-SWA. Southwest Airlines, a symbol of freedom.
Who's got the best small car for the money? You decide. Compare Chevy Cavalier to Ford Escort during Chevy summer tryouts. The first thing you'll notice is the power. Cavalier has more of it than Escort. Plus, you'll get an interior that won't cramp your style, and you won't be charged extra for anti-lock brakes. In fact, you can get a new Cavalier for $199 down and $199 per month. Look for these charts and compare for yourself. Then tell your Chevy dealer you're ready for a tryout. See your local Chevrolet dealer today.
With a home equity line from Citizens Bank, you can borrow money to make home improvements, pay for college education, buy a car, or even pay off some of that debt you might owe. Get the best home equity line from Citizens Bank.
When you make a purchase with your Citizens Bank Master Money and ATM debit card, you don't have to write a check or wait for check approval. And best of all, you don't have to show ID, which everyone will agree is a good thing. The Master Money and ATM debit card from Citizens Bank.
Back at Fenway, the 7th inning stretch, and the Blue Jays have taken a 2-1 lead thanks to the Sean Green home run. The newly elected Hall of Fame pitcher Phil Negro brings his Colorado Silver Bullets to Fenway July 26. Come see some of the best women baseball players take the field at 1:35 p.m. and then enjoy the Sox-Angels game at 5:05. Tickets are good for admission to both games and can be ordered by calling 617-267-1700.
Aaron Seeley hitting the leadoff man last inning and following that up by spreading the home run to Sean Green. So it's now a 2-1 lead for Roger Clemens and the Blue Jays as the Rocket goes to work here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Bottom third of the order, Scott Hatteberg, Darren Bragg, and Jeff Fry. Clemens has 4 complete games this year, including his last outing in which he beat the Yankees 2-0. Also had a complete game against Atlanta June the 16th in a 3-0 loss. Beat the Tigers 3-1 on April the 5th. And the White Sox in his first start as a member of the Blue Jays 6-1 back on April the 2nd. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Hatteberg. Hatteberg pops it up. Shallow left field. Jason Brumfield is there to make the catch. 1 out. Hatteberg out and a fly ball to Brumfield and left.
Number 56, the center fielder.
Clemens so far has worked 6 1/3 in this one. 12 strikeouts without walking a batter. Has hit Vaughn and Cordero. Clemens has had a couple of scoreless inning runs on the mound this year, 19 2/3 back in April, and also had a 17 1/3 run from June the 14th to the 1st of July. for a strike on Bragg. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bragg has been up twice and has gone down swinging both times. Escobar, the right-hander. Plesac, the left-hander, in the bullpen for the Blue Jays. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
It doesn't look like Clemens has lost anything either as we get into the 7th inning. Both he and Seeley still strong.
Back to the Rocket. Over to Delgado, 2 outs.
Strikeouts are starting to slow down some for Clemens here, going to the split-fingered fastball a lot now, and getting a nice easy ground ball out there from Bragg.
And he had 11 through 5 innings. Has just 1 in the last inning and 2/3. There's one guy he has not been able to strike out today. Second baseman now, Jeff Fry. Fry is 1 for 2. 4 for 6 lifetime against the Rocket. Takes a called strike. And another. There's nothing more Clemens would rather do than come back to Fenway and leave here with a complete game win over the Red Sox in his return to Boston. Goes to work here. 0-2 against Jeff Fry. Strike 3 call. Paints the outside corner. 13 strikeouts for Clemens. We're through 7 here at Fenway. Rocket and the Jays have the lead 2-1.
Take the journey. Sidetrack. Unravel the secrets of the Pharaoh. Explore. Did King Tut really marry his own sister? Scientists unearthed DNA from 3,000-year-old mummies to get to the truth. Step back in time and learn the secrets of the Pharaohs on Sidetrack, Monday at 9 Eastern and Pacific on the Discovery Channel. Explore your world.
Lots and lots, tons and tons of tennis balls. Some of the things that are on my Discover card statement. I travel quite a bit. Ooh, I didn't know that the golf balls around here. Just relax, enjoy nature, and very good. Labidochromis, Caeruleus. They don't want to play with me now because I beat them 90% of the time. I'll take out $100 to buy the bait, gas up the boat.
How many credit cards make a statement like that?
Let's see, what else do I have on this?
It pays to discover. Use it where you see the Novus sign.
Oh, give me land, lots of land under starry skies above. Don't fence me in. I want to ride to the ridge where the west commences. Gaze at the moon till I lose my senses. Don't fence me in.
Top of the 8th inning at Fenway, the Blue Jays with the 2-1 lead. This copyrighted program is brought to you under paid cable TV rights, granted by the Boston Red Sox solely for entertainment of our viewing audience. Any publication, rebroadcast, retransmission, or the use of the accounts and descriptions of this game without the written consent of the New England Sports Network and the Boston Red Sox is prohibited.
2-1 Blue Jay lead. Top of the order. Otis Nixon leading it off here in the 8th inning. Orlando Merced and Jacob Brumfield to follow. Hits have been hard to come by. Runs have had to be scratched out. Jays with a 2-1 lead thanks to the home run by Sean Green. Strikeouts have been plentiful. Seeley has tied a career high with 11, and Clemens has mowed down 13. Seeley so far working into the 8th inning, tying his career high with 11 strikeouts, has not walked a batter. Count is even now on Otis Nixon. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Something that's really improved for Seeley as this season has gone on. The walks for a long time. He was up near the top of the league in that category, but slowly but surely getting out
of the top 10.
Otis Nixon sticks out the bat and drops it safely in front of Troy O'Leary out in right field. Jays have their leadoff man aboard. Now, Seeley did not walk a batter at all in his 9-inning complete stint at Chicago before the All-Star break, and hasn't walked anybody here this afternoon.
Otis Nixon appeared fooled on that curveball. He'll just reach out and make contact. When you make contact, something good might happen, and that time something good is a base hit for Otis Nixon.
Henry Williams coming out of the dugout. He's going to make a change and call in the left-hander, and the crowd here at Fenway Park is not in total agreement with the Sox skipper. He's been strong to this point, pitching into the 8th inning with 11 strikeouts, and will leave this one behind 2-1. And gets a great round of applause from the big crowd here at Fenway Park. Seeley, a strong performance tonight, tying a career high with 11 strikeouts. Gave up the 2-run home run last inning. Nixon greets him with a leadoff single here in the 8th. And so Seeley will watch the rest of it from the Red Sox dugout. We'll take a break. Back with more baseball action from Fenway right after this.
Spend a Saturday at Fenway Park on Laureate's Day, August 9th. The first 15,000 fans will receive a Fenway Park pop-up book. Compliments of Laureate's Books, New England's oldest and largest bookseller. And this year, the Red Sox are happy to commemorate the Laureates on its 125th anniversary. So come see Mo Vaughn and the Red Sox swing and pitch their way to victory. For tickets, call the Sox ticket office at 617-267-1700. Red Sox baseball, what a game!
You got him. Yeah, I got him. Look at the size of this fish. Oh, man. There he is. Oh, nice fish. Oh. Okay, I'm having fun now. This is about 6-pound bass. This is about 6-pound bass.
I'm Charlie Moore, and if you want to see some of the best fishing in New England, there's only one place to be, right here with me, every Friday night in the front row.
Nice job this afternoon by Aaron Seeley. He's behind in this ball game 2-1 to Roger Clemens and the Blue Jays with Nixon at first base. The Oakland A's visit Fenway for the last time this season, July 22nd through the 24th. Sluggers Mark McGuire, Jose Canseco, and the rest of the A's take on the Red Sox. For tickets, call 617-267-1700 or securely order tickets 24 hours a day online at redsox.com. And the crowd not too happy with Jimmy Williams as he went out to make that pitching change. Plus, the bullpen has been a big problem for the Red Sox. And when you have a guy like Seeley working in the game the way he had, fans didn't want to see the switch.
And they let the skipper know, but the switch has been made, and this is the left-hander Butch Henry taking over on the mound.
Here is number 17 for Henry, record of 2-2, 3.14 ERA. Came in the 9th inning on Thursday against the Blue Jays. Worked an inning and a third in that ball game, allowing 1 hit, 1 run. It was earned, a couple of walks, and 1 strikeout.
Number 27, Butch Henry.
A masterful job by Seeley with 11 strikeouts, but leaves behind in this one. 2-1 after giving up the 2-run homer to Sean Green last inning. And 7+, still responsible for Otis Nixon at first, so the door is open a crack still on his book, but gave up 2 runs, both of them earned, struck out 11, did not walk a batter while he was in there. Second straight start that Seeley has been walk-free. The Jays with a 2-1 lead have Nixon at first base, nobody out here in the top of the 8th inning. Orlando Merced, who was 1 for 3 against Seeley, now steps in against the left-hander Butch Henry. First pitch from Henry is a called strike.
Well, with the left-hander in the game, it should make it a little more difficult for Nixon at first base to get a good jump.
Vaughn holding with Nixon there at first base. In the dirt, bounces not quite far enough away from Hatteberg for Nixon to advance. Had ideas of going to second. He thought better of it. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Sometimes at first base you're blocked by the hitter, especially if it's a left-handed hitter at the plate. And if you don't pick it up right away, you're better off staying at first.
2 balls and a strike. That's a strike, and that evens things on Merced now at 2-2. Sox got 1 in the first on the infield out off the bat of Reggie Jefferson. That scored Garcia Parra with the game's first run. It stayed 1-0 until the top of the 7th. Seeley hit the leadoff man Ed Sprague, and then Sean Green followed with a home run to make it 2-1 Toronto. That's where we are here now in the top of the 8th, as the throw will go to first base to knock Nixon back to the bag. Here's the 2-2 pitch, and it's up high for ball 3. A good bet here that Nixon might be off with the payoff pitch. Nixon's going. 3-2 pitch is fouled back by Merced. That should reach the safety of the crowd. Sox and Jays have been rivals in the American League East since the Blue Jays joined the American League in 1977. Baseball's been talking about a number of realignments recently. All of them have the Blue Jays in the same division still as the Red Sox. A couple of weeks ago we showed you a modest realignment in which a couple of teams would switch divisions, and 2 teams, Kansas City and Houston, would switch leagues. There's now a more radical realignment plan being considered by Major League Baseball. It might do away with not the names American and National League, but the American and National League as we know them right now. Sox and Jays, according to a published report in the New York Times the other day, would still be in an Eastern Division along with the Yankees, the Orioles, the Phillies, the Blue Jays, and the Montreal Expos. So that would be interesting. Pop foul. Hatteberg charging over and unable to come up with it. Ran into the fans there in the front row. Hatteberg got over there just about in time. Ball was not real high.
Of course, when the fans reach on the field of play, it becomes fan interference. But when it's in the stands and the catcher has to go in the stands to make the play, it's up for grabs. Anybody can make a play on it. The little girl, she thought she did something wrong. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Did nothing wrong at all. Just trying to get a souvenir.
So still a full count on Orlando Merced. Nixon goes again. 3-2 pitch down low for ball 4. And so now the Jays have 2 on with nobody out. That's the first walk of the ball game. It's issued by the bullpen.
And usually Butch Henry has excellent control. Does not walk very many at all. Well, you would normally have Joe Connor up in this spot, but of course Connor being ejected from the ball game. It's Brumfield instead, and you could see a sacrifice with Brumfield here.
Number 5, the left fielder, Jacob Brumfield.
Tito Gaston works over the gum. Talked about what a long and difficult road trip this was for the Blue Jays, and this supposedly is do or die time for Cito Gaston, if you believe some of which is written in Toronto. Gaston on the hot seat before the All-Star break. A very difficult 11-game road trip to start the second half of the year. He's got the lead in this one, 2-1. 2-1, nobody out here in the top of the 8th. Jacob Brumfield fouls it back.
Red Sox infield was certainly expecting the bunt. Valentin and Vaughn were in, and Jeff Fry was in very close and heading toward first base. Now he'll back up.
Hunted in on the infield grass, as is Mo Vaughn at first base. Brumfield pulls the bat back, rule the ball, 1-1. Nixon at second, Merced at first, nobody out. Clemens and the Jays with a 2-1 lead over the Red Sox. Brumfield with a ground ball, a bad hop into left field for a base hit. Nixon will score. Merced moves to third base on the play. What could have been a double play wounds up being an RBI single. And the Blue Jays lead this one 3-1.
Yeah, you got to see this last hop just take off right up over the shoulder of the left shoulder, it looks like, of Garcia Parra. Ball had double play written all over it till that final hop. And probably going to go as a base hit, I would think.
Number 25, the first baseman.
Right there, up over the left shoulder. And a big play that gives the Blue Jays an insurance run.
And Roger Clemens and maybe the bullpen a little extra to work with. Garcia Parra all set to make the 6-4-3 double play, and instead it winds up being an RBI single. Here's Carlos Delgado. It was Delgado's home run that iced the Blue Jays win last night here at Fenway. Batting with runners at first and third and nobody out. Sox have the infield halfway. One strike on Delgado. On holding with a runner at first. Hard to foul down the first baseline, runs the count to 0-2. 3 runs, 6 hits now for the Blue Jays. 1 run, 4 hits for the Sox. Butch Henry on in relief of Aaron Seeley, whose line is now complete at 7 innings, 3 runs and 5 hits. Swing and a miss, struck him out. Big strikeout here for Butch Henry and the Red Sox. With the runner Merced at third base and nobody out. Get the first out of the inning via decay.
Just as Delgado had a big night last night, 3 for 3. He's had a very difficult afternoon here. 3 strikeouts this afternoon, plus the 3-5-3 double play.
First and third, 1 out, and Ed Sprague, who continues to struggle at the plate. At the knees, called strike 1. 0 for 2, plus being hit by a pitch for Sprague in this one.
Out. Red Sox move the middle infield back to play for the double play.
It's 0-2. Jays lead this one 3-1. They've got Orlando Merced at third base. Jacob Brumfield over at first, so first and third with 1 out and a run in here at the top of the 8th inning. Sprague drives this one right down the right field line, foul. Taking a shot there at that right field corner. That'd have been big trouble for the Red Sox. Still no balls, 2 strikes. Sprague continues mired in that terrible slump, which is 4 hits now in his last 66 times at bat, although it was Sprague that got the 7th inning started for the Blue Jays. was hit on a 3-2 pitch by Aaron Seeley, and then Sean Green followed with the home run to put the Jays on top. Sprague pops this one foul. Move on. Backpedaling in foul territory, makes the catch. So 2 outs here in the top of the 8th.
Another big out by Henry. Got a big strikeout for Delgado. Now the pop up to first base. Neither runner can advance. Now he gets a chance to work on the left hand to Sean Green.
Hitter, Sean Green.
Sean Green's 2-run homer last inning. The difference in this one. Batting with 2 aboard and 2 outs here in the top of the 8th. Fastball, first pitch strike. There's strike 2.
And now you got to keep your eyes open for the possible double steal. Hit it down 2 strikes to 2 outs. They have not been able to advance a base runner. Might try to steal a run.
Brumfield at first base taking off. Pitch was fouled back by Sean Green.
Yeah, they're going to try it because Merced had a big lead down that third base line. He was really getting down there a long way. So if that throw went through, he was going to head for home.
Strike 3 called on the outside corner. Sean Green has a little argument with plate umpire Tim Welke, but that'll do it for the Blue Jays here in the 8th inning. They do pick up 1. They've got a 3-1 lead as we head to the bottom of the 8th.
In the narrow margin between his own reflexes and the pitcher's best move, the base stealer stalks his prey. Becoming one with the pitcher's rhythm, he looks for a weakness, a tell, a twitch. And then bam, he strikes like a cobra, turning walks into doubles, doubles into runs, and his knees into blistering scabs.
The Angels tangle with the Tigers. Thursday at 10 on Nesson.
Be active, but beware. Use an ordinary stick antiperspirant, you get flaky white stuff. Until now, Gillette introduces new Clear Stick. A clear advantage against odor and wetness. New Gillette Clear Stick. Or try cool, refreshing clear gel.
Mobil presents the fastest way ever invented to get gas. Mobil Speed Pass. Just wave this key tag at your pump and it automatically bills your credit card of choice. Imagine if everything worked that fast. Speed Pass is easy, it's free, and it's only at Mobil. So now friendly service even faster. Mobil Speed Pass, the fastest way to get gas.
You got me rolling on down the line.
Hurry to Sears' Big 3 tire sale featuring select Michelin, Goodyear, and Bridgestones.
I'll take you any place you want me to. You got me rolling.
Sears Auto Center. Sale ends soon.
Today's Discover Card Payback Playback play of the day comes from last night in Florida. With Kevin Brown pitching, Charles Johnson makes a routine toss back to his pitcher over one small problem. Ray Cummings of the Phillies gets in the way. Now pay close attention to Cummings' helmet on the replay for our Discover Card Payback Playback play of the day. And back here at Fenway Park, bottom half of the 8th inning, the Red Sox with some work to do. They trail Roger Clemens and the Blue Jays by a pair now, 3-1. Start at the top of the order against the Rocket. Nomar Garcia-Parra, John Valentin, and move on. Clemens so far with 13 strikeouts in the ball game. Sox lone run coming back in the first inning. We have 33,106 on hand for the ball game, and I don't think anybody has left yet. Garciaparra is 1 for 3. Clemens did sit a while from the top of the 8th inning. This pitch strike to Garciaparra. Jays a while to score the run. Sox making the pitching change. Does not seem to have much effect, though, does it?
The last 2 innings they've had action in the bullpen as Clemens starts the inning, but you're right, Bob. It doesn't look like he needs help at this point, but they do have activity just in case.
Strike 3 called. That's 14 for the Rocket. Third straight time he's gotten Garciaparra.
Now, there's been a couple of hitters he is pretty much overmatched in this game today. Garciaparra with the 3 strikeouts. He's got Mo twice, Jefferson twice, O'Leary twice. Bragg's got twice.
205 career wins and now 2,744 career strikeouts. John Valentin looks at strike 1.
One guy he has not yet been able to strike out. Valentin got 2 hits, 2 for 3.
He's gotten everybody else, including Fry, looking to win last inning. First time he had gotten Fry tonight. So Valentin has been the holdout, although John quickly finds himself down. No balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, now using the slider a little bit more. He got Garciaparra to strike out on the slider. That was a slider to Valentin for strike 2.
Swing and a miss. Struck him out. That's 15 for Clemens. First time that he's gotten Valentin tonight. So well, opens the 8th inning by getting Garciaparra and Valentin.
You know, Bob, he couldn't imagine this being any better on his return to Fenway. I guess the only thing up there would be that 1 run in the first inning he'd like to wipe out. But other than that, Clemens has been just outstanding here this afternoon.
Piling up the strikeouts. Came in with 140, now has 155 on the year, 3rd in the American League behind Cone and Randy Johnson. Vaughn down 1 strike.
He comes out for the 9th inning, and it's still a 3-1 ball game. This may sound like when Clemens was pitching for the Red Sox.
Missed inside. That's the Blue Jay Club record breaking 14 that Roger had earlier this year. So this is his strikeout high in a Toronto uniform. One ball, 2 strikes.
He's been painting all afternoon, painting the inside corner, painting the outside corner. And this crowd now is turning around, isn't it?
Yeah, they were booing him at first, and now all of it was half and half, and now they seem to be in Rogers' corner. They have seen him strike out 15 Red Sox. And a masterful performance here at Fenway. Here's the 1-2 to move on. Swing and a miss. He struck out the side. Clemens has 16 strikeouts through 8 innings. Jays 3, Sox 1.
Right here, some 30 minutes ago, a huge metal disc descended from outer space, landed in the field here behind me, and then zoomed off. Now, we do have a witness to this amazing happening. Sir, what did you think as this historic event unfolded in front of your eyes?
Typical.
Once you have a Citizen Circle checking account, everything else just seems typical. Citizens Bank, not your typical bank.
FedEx will come to your office to pick up your 2-day package for an extra charge.
UPS will come to your office to pick up your 2-day package for an extra charge.
The U.S. Postal Service already comes to your office every day. So we'll pick up your priority mail 2 to 3 day package for free.
So, what's your priority? Switch to Priority Mail from the U.S. Postal Service.
Okay, tune into Bob's, the only place for brand names like Nike, Reebok, Fila, Adidas, Champion, and Starter.
NESN's exclusive coverage of Boston Red Sox baseball is being brought to you in part by Southwest Airlines. With fares so low, you have the freedom to go places and do things you never thought possible. Fly Southwest Airlines. By Citizens Bank, not your typical bank. By Gillette Sensor XL and the Gillette Series, the best a man can get. By Mobile, helping you move faster with Mobile Pay at the Pump. By Discover Card, proud partner of the Smithsonian's 150th anniversary. And by your Chevy dealers of New England. Start where more people end up. Certainly not your typical ball game here at Fenway Park. What a return to Fenway for Roger Clemens. Now 16 strikeouts as he strikes out the side, getting Garcia Parra, Valentin, and Vaughn in the bottom half of the 8th inning. He is pumped with 3 outs to go. Jays take a 3-1 lead here into the 9th inning. Charlie O'Brien leading off here against Butch Henry. Chops it to third base. John Valentin makes the play. Gets this one over to Mo Vaughn for the first out.
And a mock chip for John Valentin on that throw. He made a couple of bad ones early in the game, and Valentin acknowledging the crowd after making that throw to first base.
Back-to-back throwing errors in the 3rd inning did not figure in the scoring.
The second baseman.
Still didn't go over the top. Still had the side-handed flip, but got that one on line over to Mo Vaughn. So 1 out. Here's Tilson Brito. Up high, 1 ball, no strikes. Brito has struck out, had an infield single off the hand of Seeley, and then called out on strikes in the 7th inning. Little pop-up, foul territory. Mo Vaughn headed over in that direction to make the catch. There's 2 gone. Red Sox in the bottom half of the 9th inning against Roger Clemens, Wilfredo Cordero, Reggie Jefferson, and Troy O'Leary due up.
Number 8, the shortstop, Alex Gonzalez.
Bases empty, 2 outs. Alex Gonzalez 0 for 3 on the afternoon. Pop foul. That'll be back in the seats. Attenberg over for a look. Seen a pretty good ball game to this point here at Fenway Park. What a performance by Roger Clemens. And a strong effort through 7 innings for Aaron Seeley. Blue Jays with their 3-1 lead. Here's the 1-strike pitch from Butch Henry to center field. Aaron Bragg is there to make the catch, and that retires the side. So we go to the bottom half of the 9th inning. The Blue Jays 3, the Red Sox 1.
Let's go back to the situation of Prohibition. Prohibition was an extremely difficult period for the Bush family. That period almost broke the company. Grandfather had a couple of choices. So he went into the yeast business, he went into the soft drink business, he went into the making of carriages, he went into the making of cabinets. When Prohibition finally came to an end, my father wanted to do something for his father. He did so by presenting him with an 8-horse hitch, the Clydesdales. The Clydesdales were taken down Pennsylvania Avenue, where the first case of beer was delivered to then-President Roosevelt. The Clydesdales today are a symbol of that quality, of that tradition, of that excellence that is the hallmark of Budweiser, that is the hallmark of Anheuser-Busch.
Now back here at Fenway Park, a string of zeros, a 3-1 lead for the Toronto Blue Jays. As incredible as it sounds, Roger Clemens will not come out in the bottom half of the 9th inning. Tito Gaston going to his bullpen.
And it did not make the fans very happy. They were waiting for Clemens to come out of that dugout on the Toronto side, but instead it was the bullpen door that opened. See Tito Gaston shaking his head. Hard to tell if it was Gaston made a decision or Clemens, but we saw Clemens shaking the hands of all the teammates between innings, so I guess that was going to be it for him.
And it'd be Kelvin Escobar taking over on the mound.
Escobar making his his third appearance for the Blue Jays, a record of 2-0. They say this kid here has tremendous stuff. Good fastball, good split-fingered fastball. He's been very impressive in his 2 outings. 8 strikeouts, you see, in 8 1/3 innings.
Clemens had struck out the side of the 8th inning. I thought for sure we'd see him here in the bottom half of 9th.
Yep. And it would have been something, too, because as we said, this crowd had completely turned around and was in Clemens' corner.
And Clemens leaves after 8 innings, and what a masterful performance for Clemens. 1 run, 4 hits, struck out 16, did not walk a batter.
Pitching for Toronto, number 45,
Kelvin Escobar. Nick Leyva there sharing a word with Tito Gaston, the skipper of the Jays. Leyva, the third base coach. So it was vintage rocket, wasn't it?
Terrific performance, and you know, we talked about it earlier when he was probably a little uncomfortable in the first inning just because of the whole situation here at Fenway. That's the chance the Red Sox had in the first inning. They got the 1 run. They could have had more. They had the bases loaded situation. But once he got comfortable again, and certainly he would do that here at Fenway on a mound that he's very familiar with, it was pretty much lights out the rest of the afternoon.
The Sox loaded the bases with nobody out. Singles by Garcia, Parra, Valentin, and then Vaughn hit by a pitch. That loaded him up. But Clemens struck out Cordero. Jefferson grounded weakly to Delgado at first, but it was hit slow enough where Garcia Parra could score on the play. And then O'Leary went down swinging, and that was the day offensively for the Red Sox against Clemens, who racked up 16 strikeouts. Alfredo Cordero leads off for the Sox here in the bottom of the 9th against Escobar. Goes after the first pitch and fouls it right back over our heads. 1 strike the count on Cordero.
Escobar making his first appearance of this series. He was called up from Double-A on June 28th.
On his major league debut on June 29th at Baltimore. Allowed an inning, took an inning and allowed a 1 in relief of Juan Guzman. The fastball there, it's 0-2. One ball, 2 strikes. Down low, count even, 2-2. Fly ball, right center field. Orlando Merced over to make the catch, 1 out. Well, the Red Sox down to their final 2 outs of the ball game. Cordero flying out to Merced and right. $33,106 here at Fenway Park this afternoon when we began, and now that Clemens not pitching in the bottom of the 9th inning, a few fans have left. The majority of the crowd still on hand. Tito Gaston out to make a pitching change. Well, this is strange, isn't it?
This really is strange. He's got the 2-run lead. He's going for his left-hander. Looks like Dan Plesac coming in with a couple of lefties coming up for the Red Sox, Jefferson, O'Leary.
Well, we had Clemens going through the first 8 innings. Escobar comes on to get the leadoff hitter Wilfredo Cordero here in the ninth, and now another pitching change for the Blue Jays. We will take a break. Back with more baseball from Fenway after this.
The Boston Red Sox are leaving it all on the field every game. Darren Bragg's tracking down fly balls, and Aaron Seeley's getting it done on the mound. Bring your company, group, or family to friendly Fenway and check out the Red Sox. There are several discount programs available. Just call Group Sales at 617-262-1915 and ask about the group discount fundraising program, youth groups, senior citizen groups, and busload discounts. Red Sox baseball. What a game.
It's a sizzling season on Fox. Big league action the way you want it. Big name players, big time rivalries, and for the first time ever, the AL and NL go to war in historic interleague play. Home team's Fox attitude. Fox Sports Net.
Well, Cito Gaston's become very unpopular here at Fenway Park. This inning was booed also by the fans as he went out to make the pitching change.
A lot of booing today.
Yeah, really. It's not too late to get in shape this summer. There's no better way to get started than taking a seat in the front row Monday for Complete Fitness Festival. First, get a lesson in the latest workout craze, cardio boxing, then pedal till you drop with Cycle Reebok, and learn how to fuel your body as a panel of experts debate nutrition. So be sure to buff up, Bob, in the front row Monday at 5.
I'll make a note of that.
Yeah,
5 o'clock on Monday night.
Watch that, and you'll be buffed next time you get on the ballpark.
I'll probably get booed. Well, new pitcher, Cito Gaston, going out to the mound, bringing in the left-hander now, Dan Plesac, to pitch to Reggie Jefferson.
Plesac, one save, a second appearance of this series. Worked on the 10th against the Red Sox. Hitting a 2/3 in that game, 1 hit, 1 walk, and 1 strikeout.
Now Jefferson called back. Shane Mack and Mike Stanley both in the on-deck circle. I think it'll be Mack first, followed by Stanley, who will bat for O'Leary, but we'll have to wait.
I would think it'd be Shane Mack first, and then if he gets on base, you have the home run power of Stanley following him.
That would make sense.
I didn't expect to see this many changes in the 9th inning, in the bottom of the 9th. I expected Roger to be out on the mound. He threw 114 pitches this afternoon.
By his standards, that's light.
Striking out the side in the 8th.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention, please.
And then I thought we'd see Escobar try to finish this off. Instead, he faces one guy.
Number 15,
And Plesac hit of the game, and here come the Red Sox right-handed hitters.
for Jefferson.
Modern baseball is a game of strategy, huh?
Sometimes too much.
Yeah, I know. Here's Shane Mack. Game it's featured only 4 runs and 10 hits. 2 pitchers for the Sox and now 3 for the Blue Jays. Plesac balls behind, 1 ball, no strikes. Mack at 304 on the year. Plesac falls behind 2-0. There's a strike. 2-1 now on Mack. Sox down by 2 here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Three balls and a strike. Mack reaches. That would bring the potential tying run to the plate. Mack drives this one down the right field line. Just foul. Slicing drive, took a shot at Pesky's pole, bent to the right, 3 balls, 2 strikes.
A lot of fans have left since Roger coming out of the ball game here in the 9th inning.
Here's the payoff pitch from Plesac. Down low for ball 4, so the Red Sox get a base runner.
Ladies and gentlemen, for the Red Sox.
Might be rethinking his move over there.
Yeah, he's not going. I don't think he's going to give a chance for Stanley to work against the left-hander being the potential tying run.
And here comes Cito again. Well, we have yet another pitching change for the Blue Jays. Cito tries to get through the bottom half of the 9th inning. Plesac comes on, faces one hitter, Shane Mack, who he walks. And we'll take another break and back with more baseball after this. Here in the bottom half of the 9th inning, trailing the Blue Jays by a score of 3-1. Our next Red Sox action here on NESN comes your way on Monday night. The Detroit Tigers come to town for the final time this year. It'll be a brief 2-game series, and we've got Monday's game for you at 7 o'clock right here on your New England Sports Network. Well, in 8 innings, Roger Clemens mowed down the Red Sox, struck out 16, gave up just 1 run and 4 hits, and it's meet the staff for the Blue Jays here in the 9th inning. We're already on our 3rd Toronto hurler of the inning, and this is Paul Quantrill.
Quantrill making his 2nd appearance of this series. He's had some tough times against the Red Sox. Had a blown save last time out. So far this year against the Red Sox, he's pitched a total of 5 innings and given up 5 earned runs. Seems like a situation that Cito Gaston did not have to be in this afternoon.
Clemens looked like he had the Red Sox eating out of his hands. Had struck out the side in the 8th inning before leaving. He had retired the last 8 batters he faced. Had not given up a hit since the 5th inning. Now the Red Sox have Shane Mack at first base with 1 out. The potential tying run. Mike Stanley at the plate, and Stanley takes a high fastball. 1 ball, no strikes. Stanley's pinch hitting numbers are very good. 9 for 17, including a homer and 8 runs batted in. Stanley has been deadly off the bench for the Red Sox. Quantrill digging a hole for himself as he trails now 2-0. There's a strike. Quantrill with the Red Sox was traded to Philadelphia in the West Chamberlain trade. 1994. 2-1 pitch to Stanley. Swing and a miss. Evens the count at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Clemens, Escobar, Plesac, and now Quantrill tonight for the Jays. This officially, by the way, a day game. It started at 5 o'clock, so all these statistics will be daytime statistics, despite the fact it's now after the hour of 8 and the lights are on here at Fenway. Stanley rocks this one to left field off the end of the bat. Scooting back on the warning track is Brumfield to make the catch. Thought that had a chance to bang up against the wall, but it falls just short.
That didn't sound like Stanley got on the good part of the bat. When it left the bat, it looked like it was going to carry a lot deeper than it actually did. And here comes Cito Gaston again. Talk about bullpen by committee. Back to the warning track for Jacob Brumfield. Quantrill happy to get the out. Cito Gaston back out to get another left-hander to work to Hatterberg.
Let's see. Jimmy Williams has used Stanley. He's used Mack. Still has Benjamin on the bench. McKeel and Tavares would be the others available to him, but Hatterberg is the scheduled hitter. So we've made a pitching change. Gaston has again for the Blue Jays. Again, we'll take a break, and again back with more baseball action from Fenway right after this.
Ball game, 3-1 Toronto lead. NESN hits the World Wide Web to deliver the most complete coverage of the New England sports world. www.sportscircuit.com is the place to go for NCAA Division I, II, and III scores and schedules, high school top 10 listings, and more. SportsCircuit.com, your online ticket to New England sports.
Cito Gaston calling on his 4th pitcher of the inning. He started with Escobar. Escobar got an out, then brought in Dan Plesac. He walked Shane Mack. And then came Paul Quantrill to pitch to Mike Stanley. Got Stanley out on a fly ball to left, and now he's turned it over to the left-hander, Paul Spoljaric.
30th appearance for Spoljarek this season. He's got a couple of saves. He's making his second appearance of this series. Worked on the 10th and pitched 1 inning in that game, allowing 4 hits, made 21 pitches in that inning.
Sox have Mack at first base with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Trailing the Blue Jays 3-1. Jerry trying to save this for Roger Clemens, who struck out 16 Red Sox. 1 ball, no strikes to count on Scott Hatteberg, who's 0 for 3. In for a strike. That'll even things at 1-1. Down and in, ball 2. Been an adventure, hasn't it, here in the bottom of the 9th inning? One guy goes the first 8 innings and has taken 4 pitchers so far for the Jays here in the 9th. Ball 3. Ball 4. Things are getting more interesting. Mack to second base. Hatteberg also reaching via the free pass. Now the pitching coach Mel Queen coming out.
They're not going to bring anybody in because there's nobody loosening up in the bullpen. This isn't a perfect example of American League baseball and the state of pitching today.
Sort of says it all, doesn't it?
Wow.
Ladies and gentlemen, for the Red Sox, now running at first base, number 30, Jesus Taveras.
Jesus Taveras goes in the ball game. He will run for Hatteberg. Taveras an important run. That would be the tying run for the Red Sox. And Jimmy Williams getting some speed at first base. Wouldn't this be something from a Blue Jays point of view if this one got away? Holding Clemens after throwing 114
center
pitches.
Fielder, Darren Bragg.
Darren Bragg is due. He's 0 for 3. First pitch strike after the visit from Mel Queen. 1 strike on Bragg, who struck out in the 2nd, again in the 4th, and then bounced back to Clemens in the 7th inning. This a whole new look for Bragg as he faces Paul Spoljarek. Strike 2. Two on, 2 outs for the Sox, and Bragg down in the count 0-2. Still has life as he fouls it back. Base runner Shane Mack at second base. Jesus Taveras aboard at first with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Bragg pops it up. Should be the ball game. Bragg called off by Gonzalez, the shortstop, and the Blue Jays will win this one by a score of 3-1. Roger Clemens returns to Fenway Park and picks up his 14th win of the year against 3 losses. Clemens going the first 8, striking out 16, and the bullpen a little shaky there in the 9th inning, but finally between Escobar, Plesac, Quantrill, and Spoljarek, they finally get the door closed, and the Jays have made it 2-0 over the Red Sox by a score of 3-1. Citizens Bank presents the Not Your Typical Player of the Game, and obviously our Not Your Typical Player of the Game is Roger Clemens, who was typical Clemens, I guess, here today. 8 innings, 1 run, 4 hits, 16 strikeouts, and did not walk a batter. Runs his mark to 14 wins and 3 losses on the year. This Not Your Typical Player of the Game has been brought to you by Citizens Bank, not your typical bank.
And the mobile play of the game will be the home run by Sean Green in the 7th inning.